don't need no stinking jacket, man. Man, I'm the same old Fred Flintstone wearing guy. I've just the shorts and the T-shirt on, and that's it. In fact, I've got like one of the breathable sort of, sweat wicking athletic shirts on, which tend to be cooler on your skin anyway.
The thinnest of your T-shirts.
Yeah. Of which, for whatever reason, for a really big walrusy dude like yourself, you don't wear any of the cool kind of, fabric-y, weary stuff for some reason. I don't get it.
I'll tell you exactly why. I'm a really lumpy guy. My body looks like soft serve ice cream.
Yeah.
Where
the machine is not quite cold enough?
Yeah, where it's just like a blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And so a loose fitting or a shirt that's very clingy sometimes doesn't quite compliment me very well.
Let me see what my phone says as far as temperature. Looks like current temp. It was like 46 in my car driving over.
Yeah.
I had 47 in St. Pete right now. This is near 4th and Gandy. When I was leaving my house in South Tampa, it was 46. And, man, it just felt nice and brisk, like I was on top of a mountain and I was eating a York peppermint patty, and the cool breeze was just wisping through my hair. And anyway, I'm in shorts and a T-shirt, man. That's my gig, and I'm not wearing a jacket. I don't have long pants on today. I'm not swaddled in a blanket. Yeah, not me.
You're going to see all of that in your offices today. You're going to see people busting out boots. You're going to see people busting out parkas, wrapped in blankets all day, like you said.
Like Peter Parker, like the
Spider-Man guy.
Spider-Man, yeah. Peter Parker.
That's right.
Yeah. That's why they say it up in Boston. It's not Peter. It's not Peter Parker.
Parker.
It's Peter Parker. Parker. Peter Parker. Yeah. Who's Spider-Man? Peter Parker. Yeah. Hey, pretty busy day lined up. I got to go to the phones. I teased this yesterday about a friend of ours that is like in a major dilemma, who needs a grandma name. Yeah, because her daughter is like, I don't know, like 30 and having a kid.
Okay.
And they want to come up with the grandma nickname, and they can't seem to come up with one instead of just like grandma. Because, you have like some grandmas and grandpas, and they just don't feel like they're old enough to be called grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, or at least in their head, they don't think they're old enough.
Yeah. They don't want to be called Gramps, Grams, or whatever. So they look for a nickname that's not quite their regular name, like, whatever. But they need a nickname. So we got to maybe get our audience enlisted this morning to help out a friend of ours. Our friend is older than Michelle and myself, but, not terribly old.
She's not 85.
Probably 10 years older, 10,
So she's like in their mid-60s?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Or in that vicinity.
It's okay, somewhere in there. Okay.
So I need to help them with a grandma nickname. So we'll do that later on. Hey, I want to thank Kojak's. What's our buddy's name from Kojak? Chris?
Yeah, Chris over at Kojak's.
Chris at Kojak's. Now, Kojak's was a longtime South Tampa staple. Kojak's for ribs, right on Gandy near Bayshore. They were there for years. I mean, since like the early 70s. And then they sold the land, and they moved the restaurant out to Sefner, not far away from where you work at your real job, Fester, at General RV.
Yes.
And how far is Kojak's from the General RV parking lot?
5 miles? Not too far. 5 miles or so. Yeah, I could visit for lunch.
So they moved out there, and we talked about the worst, the scariest...
sound?
Yeah, what was... I'm trying to think of the original description. Was it like the scariest sound on the planet, or... I think that was it. I think we said it was the scariest sound on the planet was the Aztec death whistle. And this was a whistle like carved out of bone. And it had like 2 sound chambers that you blew into, and the combination, it gives you this horrific whistle. And in fact, if you ever saw the movie Bone Tomahawk, there was that screeching Amazon-like death whistle in that movie, Bone Tomahawk, which I highly recommend. Maybe not with the kids, if they're like, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Hold on, Andrew. Turn on your microphone. Andrew just yacked something in my head. What was that?
If you saw the more recent Ghostbusters Afterlife.
They also had the Aztec death whistle in that movie?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I think I stopped at Ghostbusters 1.
You didn't see Ghostbusters 2?
I don't think so. I don't think 2 was very good. And then the Ghostbusters, was there a 3? And then you had the all-female one, which, listen, I fully support an all-female cast in a great movie, but I don't think that movie was very good. All right, so what was the Ghostbusters what?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
And when was that one?
About, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Was that the one with all the women?
No. This was just a couple of years ago.
Well, what was the one? How long ago was the one with the all-female cast where all the Ghostbusters were women? Remember?
No, this was the original cast in Afterlife where they're all geriatric.
Oh no!
Yeah, like
no, they appear in here,
right?
But it's not about the original guys.
I have no idea what the hell you're saying. Anyway, how many freaking Ghostbuster variations have there been?
The originals,
and did Ray Parker Jr. get sued by Huey Lewis on every single one of them?
Yeah.
Okay, the all-female cast was 2016.
That was 2016. And it was like Leslie Jones. She was on Saturday Night Live for a while.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, see, I like Melissa McCarthy. I think she's great. Anyway, so thanks to the Kojaks dude, Chris, for coming in yesterday, bringing some ribs.
Excellent barbecue.
And then also brought us gifts. And I'm holding this up to MJTV right now. He brought us the Aztec death whistle.
Yeah.
And they sell these on Amazon, I guess.
These are amazing.
Oh my God. And then, oh my God.
Wow.
That is spooky. Yeah, all right. Yeah. All right. You know what? Hearing me play it was bad, but hearing you play it's even worse. Yeah.
My death whistle is worse. Great.
No. I'm just saying that, once I was not blowing on it myself and I heard your sound, I'm like, you know what? That's probably not good for ratings. You just on this.
We regret the whole segment now that we think about it.
But man, this is a spooky sound.
You want to talk about a gift that I will honestly treasure for the rest of my life. I mean, so many gifts you get are disposable.
Where was I joking yesterday that we ought to bring this and blow it? I made a joke on the air yesterday.
What, Christmas Mass?
No.
God, I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought I said something funny. Maybe not.
Maybe you didn't.
On where you can blow the whistle. Oh, I'm a whistleblower with the Aztec death whistle. Just getting rolling here. Nice, chilly, brisk morning. It's phenomenal. Couple of, unbelievably, 2 days in a row, a classic crotchety call's on the way. I stumbled across a story yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? I mean, first we got the maniac that crashed his car through the car dealership in Utah because he wanted to bring back a Subaru Outback after he bought it like hours or a day earlier. And I have another story that absolutely was ripped from the headlines from an original crotchety old man call. So usually it's the crotchety old man call is based on a story. No. This new story is based on a crotchety old man call.
Everything comes around.
Oh, sure. When it comes around, goes around, right? Just getting rolling. It's Jess Fester and me today. 6:09 at the MJ Morning Show. Back in just a moment.
In Pinellas County, you're still going to be dealing.
MJ Morning Show, it's Q105. It is 6:21 Thursday morning and a nice, chilly, brisk morning. Don't bundle up. Just enjoy the cool. Enjoy the briskness. I haven't altered anything. No jacket for me, no long pants for me. I'm in my shorts and T-shirt.
You work inside.
It felt great walking out to the car, into the driveway this morning.
We walked 10 feet from your house to the car.
Parking in the parking lot here at the radio station and walking into the building.
20 feet from your car to the front door.
It felt fantastic. Anyway, hey, speaking of the parking lot.
Yes.
And then we'll get into who's in court today. And this is very, very interesting. And a lot of the details, as you know, are very interesting. So we'll get to that in a second if you're mystified as to where I'm going with this. Speaking of parking lots, I just got to comment on something that I've seen now. And I don't know who this person is, but I think they might be relatively new here or whatever. There's someone working for us, and they are a ridiculous parking spot over-puller-inner. Or, in this case, a parking spot over-backer-inner. You know what that is?
So they back into their spot, but is it like what the bumper hits the curb or something?
Oh, my God. It's like, the back tires are all the way like on the curb, and the whole rear end of the vehicle consumes like the sidewalk area in front, or in this case, in back of the car. But the same thing with over-puller-inners. The folks that they don't know how to gauge where you actually pull your car in. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you've got the bumper stopper, and you got some of the people that they hit the front bumper in a parking lot, and you've got that concrete block, kind of like that pyramid shaped kind of block, the parking curb. There's a name for it. I don't know what the hell it's called, but people, and you got folks that will pull into a parking spot, and they will just drive their wheels right on that thing, and the nose is just way over, and then. In our case, we've got our parking lot, and then you've got the curb and a sidewalk in front. And I've seen people over-pull in with the whole nose of the car, and sometimes, depending on if the car is low, people will scrape the underside of their car or just wreck the front fascia.
Yeah, you know when you're getting close to that thing because sometimes you hear it drag.
Yeah, there's a dude, there's some guy who, I don't know if he's new. I don't know. I think he's working down the hall at one of the other radio stations, and he backs in, but the whole ass end of his car is on the sidewalk because his tires are pressed against the curb, and it's an over-backer-inner.
All right, well, hold on now.
Yeah.
He's a young man.
Right.
It's possible that he's never had anybody show him.
So should I go down the hall and say, hey, come here. I'll give him the little, come over here.
I mean, I don't know how old he is. I would guess he's in his young 20s, low 20s. I mean, I might be way off. Who knows?
Like the NXS song, come over here.
Come over here.
Dun, 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 come over here.
Let me show you how to park.
Yeah. Hey, let me bring you downstairs. Let me just, hey, you're an over-backer-inner.
I think
you're backing in way too far.
He might appreciate it. He's a young guy. I think he works down the hallway.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know the guy. Is he talking about the kid that works down the hall by himself?
No, not him. There's somebody else that's...
The curly-haired kid?
No, not him. It's not the skinny kid. This guy's a big dude. He's he's rivaling you. Or maybe,
There's another fat person working here in the morning?
Oh, yeah, but I haven't seen... He's new. I've just noticed this dude this week.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And listen to this.
Oh, and then, you're talking about, he's an old man. He's Brian.
Is he?
He's Brian O'Brien.
Brian O'Brien?
Yeah.
Who's Brian O'Brien?
He's one of the coolest guys. I met him a couple years ago.
Right. Does he work here?
He works here on a part-time basis.
Gotcha. I've never seen him before.
Brian.
And then earlier this week, I pull into the parking lot, and he was backed in again way too far. His whole rear end of the car is blocking the whole sidewalk. That's how far he's backed in. And I couldn't see who was in the car because there was a cloud inside the car.
Okay.
And I think he was vaping or something inside the car.
Listen, that's his prerogative.
Yeah, certainly it's his prerogative.
I'll tell you, Brian, super cool guy.
Yeah.
You're only going to see him 1 week a year.
Okay.
Because he works with our sister station 94.1.
Does he? When Orlando is sleeping on the platform?
No, while Orlando is broadcasting during the toy drive.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
not sleeping.
All right.
Actually doing his morning show. O'Brien runs the board.
Oh, okay.
So Brian O'Brien, which is a great name, comes in and runs the board. I don't think he's Irish.
Well, Brian O'Brien is a chronic overbacker-inner, and I just want to have a word with him.
You should make friends with Brian O'Brien.
Yeah.
I think he's also one of the most prominent Lyft drivers or Uber drivers in the area.
Listen, I'm sure he's a great guy. Anyway, 990-1047.
How'd they lose a guy?
Come on, dude, this is obvious. They lost this guy, and they also lost the roof. Jeez, man.
All right.
Come on, every line is ringing. Hey, Andrew, just, you know what? I don't even need you to scream him.
Just pick him up.
Yeah, I ought to just pick up the damn phones here. That's what I'm going to do. He's already on number one, but they're the first caller in. So, hey, Andrew, let me just grab caller one.
We have Rick on line one.
Let me grab line one. All right, Rick in Land O'Lakes. All right, Rick, they lost this guy, and they also lost their roof.
Well, the Rays lost Wander Franco as well as a roof.
Boom! Yes! The Rays, Wander Franco, they lost this guy, and they also lost the roof. Duh!
That's the dumbest thing I've ever. Wander Franco that they lost 2 years ago.
How's that the dumbest thing you ever heard? It's totally descriptive. They lost this guy. The Rays lost Wander Franco with the whole scandal. And they also lost their roof. How do you not put that together?
I thought somebody got lost at sea or something.
Put it all together real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Rick, excellent.
Every day.
Thank you, Rick. Excellent job.
Great. Thank you, Rick.
So Wander Franco is going to be in court today in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is his trial getting close?
Dude, it starts, what do you mean? It starts today.
Well, you didn't say that. You said he's in court. You didn't say his trial starts today.
He's in, well.
That's why I'm asking.
I just decided not to be as descriptive. I thought I'd give a little bit of mystery. Yeah, so do we call him former Tampa Bay Rays
I don't
player?
think he's on the payroll anymore.
And
I think he was charged and that affected his compensation package, so I don't know.
I found a nice little Channel 28. They had a good story. What are the charges against Wander Franco? Franco or Franco? I hear everyone use different pronunciations. So Wander Franco has been charged with sexually abusing a minor, sexual and commercial exploitation against the minor, and human trafficking. After an investigation that lasted over a year, Judge Pascual Valenzuela of the northern province of Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, ruled in September that the evidence presented by prosecutors was worthy of the case moving to trial. Documents that prosecutors presented to the judge in July and were viewed by the Associated Press allege that Franco, through his mother, transferred 1 million pesos or $17,000 to the mother of the minor on January 5th, 2023 to consent to the abuse. The mother of the minor has been charged with money laundering and is under house arrest. So you got the mother of the underage girl, you got Wander Franco in trouble, and the trial starts today.
There's a bunch of terrible people involved in this
December 12th, today, the trial starts for Wander Franco, former Rays player in this northern province of Puerto Plata. The case will be heard by either 3 or 5 judges. How do they? Well, we'll have 3 judges or we'll have 5 judges. We'll just flip a coin and see how many judges.
Tres o cinco, either way.
But there are no jury trials in the Dominican Republic. So the judges will hear the arguments from both sides and the witnesses' testimony and then analyze the evidence and deliver a verdict. And they're saying, listen to this, the trial could take up to 8 months.
That's a long trial.
To conclude, based on the average duration of trials in the Dominican. What do they go on, like a month siesta during a trial?
Maybe they don't give an immediate verdict.
If convicted, Wander Franco could face up to 20 years in prison. He's been free on supervised release, so he hasn't been held in jail, although he's been required to make monthly control visits to the judge. So he hasn't been jailed. Oh, is he still being paid? No, but he was for nearly a year after the Dominican authorities opened the probe. Franco signed a $182 million 11-year contract with the Rays in 2021, was briefly placed on the restricted list and then administrative leave in August of 23 when Dominican authorities opened up the investigation. Because administrative leave is not disciplinary under the sports joint domestic violence and blah, blah, blah policy, child abuse. Franco was paid during that time. Wow. Technically, there was no leave during the off season, and Franco was again placed on administrative. Anyway, so he was paid for a while. At the time, MLB placed Franco, who had a $2 million salary in 2024, on the restricted list, but he signed that 11-year, $182 million deal. He'd been receiving 50% of the salary on administrative leave, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Anyway, and then the mother's in trouble because during raids on the mother's house of the underage girl that Wander Franco was allegedly all shacked up with and hooked up with, during the raids on the house of the minor's mother, prosecutors said they found $68,500, and $35,000 of that they allege was delivered by Franco. So where'd she get the other pile of cash? Anyway.
Maybe it was an earlier delivery from Wander. I don't know.
Today, Wander Franco, who I'm guessing will never play Major League Baseball in the United States again. His trial starts today. Man, what a kind of a rough time for the Rays. You know, the Trop getting wrecked and, you know, the whole stadium issue. And anyway, 6:34 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Early Morons in the News rolls next here on 104.7 FM, Q105. Oh, and we're less than an hour away. At 7:30, we'll give you the new Santa sleigh list song. Yeah, we'll give you a new song coming up at 6:30, or make that 7:30. So at 7:30, we'll give you the next song title, and then you listen for that to play. And if you hear it, be the seventh caller, and it's guaranteed to play. And you'll win $1,000. Simple as that. But we'll do Morons in the News next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Look at this pile of morons in the news on the MJ Morning Show, 643. Don't forget, 7:30, the next Santa Sleigh List song will be announced. So we'll give you the title at 7:30, then listen for it to play sometime today. Be caller 7. Somebody's guaranteed to win $1,000 later today here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, early morons, number 1. Grenade found in passenger's luggage at New York airport. What the heck?
Hey, you can't bring those on planes, can you?
No. A grenade was found in a passenger's luggage during just the routine security check at LaGuardia. Traveler going through security at LaGuardia in Queens, New York, earlier this week. Transportation Security Administration found a real grenade, but it was deemed inert, so it didn't have the explosive inside. You can't do that. You know, years ago, and I don't even know what happened to this. When I was in high school, I had one of those like dummy practice grenades that you buy like at an Army Navy store.
Weren't they once real grenades that were like drilled out from the bottom?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And what was found at LaGuardia was a real hand grenade, and it just had the bottom was hollowed out, and the explosive inside was removed. But still, You can't have a real grenade shell in your luggage. You realize you can't even bring a kid's toy gun on an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
You can't bring, they will not let you bring a plastic water gun in your carry-on baggage through TSA. And a person brought a metal hand grenade. I mean, a real pineapple-like hand grenade with a pin and the handle, the whole thing. Now, it was inert. The explosive was not inside and, through the bottom. But still, you can't do that. It won't actually explode, but you still can't bring it. Port Authority police didn't take any legal action and decided not to press charges. But obviously, the grenade was confiscated, and they were not able to travel with the grenade.
No, they lost the grenade. Isn't there a store?
And then, ironically, right afterward, a husband was traveling with his wife, who was described as a grenade. But that's... it's derogatory. I apologize. I'm just an easy joke.
So
I'm very uncomfortable with that description.
Doesn't the TSA have like a store where they sell all the items that they confiscate?
No, those are confiscated items aren't sold. No, you're thinking of lost luggage or unclaimed luggage.
That's what I'm thinking about.
The airlines sell it, or there's a famous place, I think in Alabama, there's a missing or lost luggage place and there are, thousands and thousands. Where is that? Is it in Alabama? Look at that.
Scottsboro, Alabama.
It's called Unclaimed Luggage in Scottsboro, Alabama, and it's the nation's only lost luggage store. And when people don't claim a lost bag, then apparently it ends up, the airlines get it to this place. I think the airlines might make some money on it, and you've got a store that sells people's lost luggage, which really sucks. I mean, come on. But
it's like a great thrift store.
Yeah, but why aren't you trying to find your lost luggage that it ends up at a lost luggage store?
Look at these purses.
Hold on, is this
This can't be right.
Hold on, Mick. Well, I know that there are some very expensive items that unclaimed luggage. No, I don't think you're on the right. Is that the right place?
Unclaimed baggage. That's the name of the store. Unclaimed baggage.
No. I don't.
The nation's only retailer of lost luggage.
All right, so maybe it is unclaimedbaggage.com.
So I clicked women's. The first thing I see is handbags. I clicked that. Then the first thing that popped up after that.
All right, maybe you're on the right website.
But
Fester found like a handbag being sold for $5,500. It's a Gucci. So somebody lost like an expensive Gucci vintage handbag in their luggage and they never claimed it. So it ended up for sale at the lost luggage store in Alabama.
It looks like they sell new products. This is like a little bit of a sham. Like, look, this is still has tags on it. This still has the plastic on the handle.
That has the protective plastic. Yeah, that's I don't know.
I don't know what to make of this.
Yeah, but I know that there's a lost luggage store. We're a lot of Anyway, let me move along here.
Sorry.
So don't bring a hand. You took me down a rabbit hole. All right, grenades. Don't bring them on airplanes. Don't try to get through. You know what I didn't get to earlier in the week? This idiot teenager down in Bradenton that shot a flare gun onto the soccer field during a match. Did you see this idiot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this earlier in the week. And, because it was, I think I had the story on Tuesday because Bradenton police arrested this dolt, this ass wagon on Monday, and they arrested this teenager for shooting a boating flare gun onto a soccer field during a game. Yeah, it happened at St. Stephen's Episcopal School. Happened in November. 16-year-old, not a student at the school, fired the flare gun from the parking lot.
I mean, you could shoot a flare gun pretty far away.
From a vehicle that was parked at a nearby restaurant, so I guess adjacent to the soccer field. And he was being disruptive, and he was asked to leave, and there's video that shows the flare falling onto the field feet away from soccer players. Now, luckily, no one was hit, nobody was hurt, but the flare burned holes in the turf.
I mean, I'm looking at the video. It looks like it came like 10 feet from hitting one of the players.
Yeah. Oh, it almost hit players, but luckily it did not. And the flare landed on the turf. It was not a natural grass field, and it burned the turf. and they said it caused about $1,000 in damage.
Oh, yeah, that stuff just melts.
After being questioned about the incident, the teen admitted to shooting the flare, expressed remorse, and agreed to turn himself in to Bradenton police detectives, according to the Bradenton police release that I'm reading right here. What a dummy. What a dope. Hey, let me tell you about another dope. And this is not a dope that turned himself into police. This is a police officer who's a dope.
So he's officer dope?
Well, it's she is officer dope. It's a she. This is an NYPD sergeant arrested on Long Island for shoplifting.
Oh,
and
no.
Listen to this. An NYPD sergeant, a woman, earning about $200,000 a year. This is an NYPD sergeant, made over $200,000 last year, including $55,000 in overtime, was arrested for allegedly shoplifting cough medicine at a store.
I thought it was going to be like high-end purses or something, or some name brand stuff.
Sergeant Raina Madho, M-A-D-H-O, Madho. I'm not making this up.
Listen.
Sergeant Raina Madho, M-A-D-H-O, listed as a detective squad commander, a sergeant, was suspended without pay. Nassau County Police out on Long Island said that she was charged with 2 counts of petty larceny, 2 separate incidents, Target store on Sunrise Highway in Valley Stream. She was issued a desk appearance. Anyway, she was also accused of a December 7th incident by stealing Zarbee's cough syrup and also Ricola cough drops. So $9.99 for the cough syrup and then $4.99 for the Ricola cough drops.
You know, I'll tell you, Target, MJ, my wife made it once into the camera room of Target, and they keep really detailed records of who steals what. And they have people who've stolen from them multiple times.
Yeah.
And when they catch them, they have the video archives of every previous offense.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So they've been watching her for a while.
Apparently so. Ricola. So she stole Ricola cough drops. Ricola. And Zarbee's cough syrup. I got to be honest, I'm not quite familiar with Zarbee's cough syrup.
I think I've seen it at CVS. But
listen, all I know is that we've had multiple stories over the years. Cough medicine, cough syrup is a racket. It doesn't work. You talk to any doctor, it's in your head. It's psychosomatic. Cough, even if you think it works, it doesn't. Cough syrup does not work. Cough suppressant, it is a multi-billion-dollar racket. Cough syrup does not work.
All right, so Zarbee's is a brand that's kind of based toward children.
Yeah, save your money. Cough syrup. Fester, do it. What time is it? 6:53. All right, hurry up. Do a quick little lookup.
Cough
syrup work, and you will get a slew of articles. Cough syrup generally does not work very well to treat a cough, and there's little evidence to support its effectiveness. I mean, you'll find 100 stories from great sources.
Yeah.
Cough syrup is one of the biggest rackets of all time.
Hold on. Let me ask my friend Ricky Robitussin and see what he has to say about all this.
Yeah. So it doesn't work. Save your money. Don't buy cough syrup. So what a schmuck. $200,000 plus a year as an NYPD sergeant, and she's ripping off, what, $15 worth of over-the-counter crap from a Target store.
Did she lose her job over this?
She could, yeah. So she could lose her job. We'll see. She's, I guess, been placed on administrative leave, or, according to this story. Anyway, what a dope. What a dummy. Yeah, she's had other previous problems, so it looks like she's just a walking problem. Sergeant Madho. Sorry. All right, 6:54 at the MJ Morning Show. 7 o'clock hour starts next. I got a interesting Generation Z deal. Also, speaking of stores like Target, I got a Walmart story regarding something that you see at a lot of these stores these days. And then also, you ever hear of toasted skin syndrome?
No.
Beware of toasted skin syndrome. All right, all that and
it like
more.
a toaster strudel?
Just hang on. I'll
All
get to
right,
it next.
all right.
Next, here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. 7:04 at the MJ Morning Show. Yeah, running a few minutes late this morning, so I apologize if you're used to us being already back on about 2 minutes earlier than this. So my sincere apologies. Just noticed something. I just got an indication on my phone that our house security system was disarmed, and it was 7 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? It generally doesn't get disarmed more until like 8 o'clock. You know, Chloe's leaving for her job. I'm like, oh, who's disarming the system so early? Of course, you know, I disarm when I leave early in the morning. Then I rearm the system. So I texted Chloe. I'm like, did you just disarm the alarm system? And she's like, yeah. I was checking on Scout.
The dog?
Yeah, Scout is our female Jack Russell Terrier. And, well, there was an incident last night.
The dog is locked outside?
No.
I mean, how do you have to disarm the alarm to check on the dog?
Oh, we had an incident. No, the dog's inside.
Okay.
But I guess she was letting the dogs out because she came down early to let the dogs outside and to check on Scout. And, well, we had a little incident. Well, I Michelle and I were out. Chloe was there, and it had to do with some leftovers from the MJ Morning Show yesterday.
Oh, no.
Able to put this thing together, little detective dude?
I had a similar issue, and I kind of squelched it
Yeah.
because you and I kind of split up all of the ribs that were brought in from
Yeah.
Kojak's barbecue.
Yeah. So Kojak's, one of the relatives from Kojak's, Chris,
the grandson
grandson
of
of
Kojak.
the grandson of the founder of Kojak's, who works there. Big fan of the MJ Morning Show. So he came into the studio yesterday and he brought us the Aztec death whistles, which I just blew.
The coolest gift I've gotten in many years.
And he brought us like a couple of platters. He brought us a whole bunch of Kojak's famous ribs and pulled pork and all kinds. It was delicious. And we kind of split things up. Fester and myself, we split it up. Oh, we didn't offer anything to Andrew.
Deliberately. Because it was that good.
Oh, so Fester took some home and I took some home. So Michelle and I were out. Chloe comes home from work and has some of the leftover ribs from Kojak's and leaves the chewed off ribs on the kitchen table.
You can't do that.
Scout jumped up and she's eating freaking bones.
Yeah, you can't do
And then
that.
Chloe calls us, "Oh my God, Scout just ate a whole pork rib bone." I'm like, "Oh my God, you just killed our dog."
No.
Anyway, no, so
Dogs aren't supposed to eat pork rib bones.
I don't.
But it's a soft bone. They can chew that up.
It's a softer bone than some bones, like a chicken bone. You just don't want to end up with a dog eating a bone and then having it like perforate their stomach or intestines or something. And I've heard of that happening. So let me get Chloe on the phone. Make sure. All right, calling Chloe.
I mean, a cooked pork rib bone, a dog can chew that to make it into a meal almost. Like a very...
Chloe, is that you?
Yeah,
Oh, it didn't even ring. All right, look at that.
because I'm on my phone.
All right, how is Scout?
It seems okay right now.
She's fine. She's a dog. She's an animal.
I know, but that's like the one rule with dogs.
No, the one rule with dog is don't feed it chocolate.
No, you know what?
We do that. Our dogs love chocolate.
Yeah. Well,
what?
Well, listen. So I will give the dogs a little piece of milk chocolate from time. And you know what? I have those calots. I have those Calabout Belgian chocolate calots that I use in my ice creams.
You guys are the worst
And,
dog owners ever. Between bones and Belgian chocolate.
So I've got dark chocolate calots and I've got the milk chocolate. I've got white chocolate calots as well. And listen, if you give them a couple of pieces here and there, do you know how much like dark or baker's chocolate or that a dog has to eat in order to have a problem? It's a ridiculous amount. So
like a quarter ounce.
it's a lot.
So I think cooked pork ribs, I think, are okay.
So after Scout ate the ribs, so Chloe leaves a whole plate of chewed off ribs on the kitchen table. Scout jumps up and she's just scarfing down the bones because Chloe took her eye off the ball to let Gatsby, our male Jack Russell Terrier, out, and then Chloe went out with Gatsby and left Scout alone. So Scout jumped up on the kitchen table and ate the bones. And then Chloe calls us all panicked. "Oh my God, I think I killed our dog." All right, so Scout seems okay, right?
She seems okay.
Did you Google what happens when a dog chews up a rib bone?
Of course, and then WebMD comes up, and I start freaking out.
Hold on, there's WebMD for dogs?
No, that was a joke.
Oh.
It was believable enough.
Yeah. But did you specify that it was a pork rib
Yes. Yes.
and not like a beef, a cow rib bone or a chicken bone?
Yeah, no, and of course, obviously, like Reddit comes up. That's not a joke. A lot of different platforms came up. People wonder the same questions, but like I could never live with myself if I killed Scout. So that's why I was really, really freaking out. But she seems okay right now. I'm just keeping an eye. That's why I woke up early and set the alarm off.
Listen,
Turn the alarm off.
You need to monitor Scout's poop and see if it comes out.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
It
how
doesn't come out
the
that
ribs will
way.
come out. Oh.
Chloe, the dog didn't eat the whole bone in one gulp. The dog chewed the bone up and broke it down. It's a cooked bone. It's a very soft bone. It's not ideal, but you didn't do any damage to the dog.
Okay, because then I read about like how the bone can splinter and stuff, and that was freaking me out.
Yeah, listen, you're going to find all kinds of crazy stuff when you go to Google for your veterinary diagnoses. However,
Yeah, I mean,
the dog's fine.
It's like the old Brady Bunch episode where one of the Brady kids felt ill and then went to like one of those medical dictionaries and they were convinced they had a deadly disease or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Hey, Chloe, before you go, you are Generation Z. You were born in 2001, so you're smack dab in the middle of Generation Z. And I saw a Generation Z related story yesterday, so I thought I'd run it by you. Good timing here. The headline was Why Generation Z Loves the Digital Compact Cameras That Millennials Use to Covet. So we're talking about the small little digital cameras. Before we all had like high quality camera phones, you had the little compact, little portable digital cameras with the little SD cards and everything.
A little 1.5-inch screen in the back or something.
You go back to like 2008, 2006, the little digital cameras. And apparently, Chloe's generation, Generation Z, is going back to those, and they're all over these cameras. Have you heard of this, Chloe?
Oh yeah, 100%. I have friends who have them. I honestly just think this is just a plain example of like cyclical, like generations, things being generational and coming back. I don't know, but it's not even that old of a trend, I feel like. But people, obviously my age is so obsessed with taking photos of themselves.
Yeah, like you and selfies and all. I mean, I'll be driving with Chloe and she's in the passenger seat taking 19 or 30 selfies of herself.
Okay, and I liked my sweater that day. And if people follow me on Instagram, they would agree my sweater was cute. Thank you.
Great. What are you pimping your Instagram now? All right. So, but
where'd you get that from?
Listen, why doesn't Generation Z? Why are they using the older? And do they even? I guess they still sell them. I mean, you can still get the little point and shoot digital cameras.
Yeah, I just typed in small digital camera into Google, and here's one from, believe it or not, Kodak. For $150, $160 at Walmart. Yeah, looks like a pretty good camera just to carry around. But doesn't your phone do all of that now?
Yeah, I mean, the phone quality for photos is really remarkable. So the question I have is, why are your Generation Z friends using small point-and-shoot cameras that were much more popular years ago? Why are they using those instead of the high-quality phones that we have, whether it's a high-quality Android or an iPhone?
I think people are just into the vibe of the photos being taken on the cameras, to be honest.
All right. The Polaroids made a comeback, too. The old, Polaroid where you, shake it like a Polaroid picture,
You know who likes Polaroids?
Who?
Julian.
Oh, yeah, my son. Yeah, Julian. Yeah, I know that. Julian has a Polaroid. Julian loves taking pictures with the old Polaroids. So, yeah, I guess.
He's an old soul anyway, though.
My dad, when I was a kid, I remember this. This is like mid-1970s. I'm like, I don't know, 9, 10 years old. I'm trying to remember the year. But it might have been like 1975. My dad was a gadget nut. Still is. And he got the first Polaroid. It was like the SX70. It was like this. It was like crazy. It was like this folding camera, and it was like had like brown leather on it. But seriously, it was the first of the instant Polaroid cameras. I think it was called the SX70, and it folded up like a tent. And then you push the red button, and just like today, the Polaroid picture comes out, and then it develops. And my dad had like the first round of these when I was a kid.
They still make them, and I can buy one for you on Amazon for only $359.
Look at that. Yeah. So they're making them again.
There it is, all folded up.
Yeah. No, they had Andrew was saying that they had these cameras back in the 50s and 60s. No, they had like the instant cameras where you took the picture, then you peeled the paper off. But the difference between the Polaroid, the SX70, was that it came out with its own, the motor pushed it up. And then, It was just a little different. It was a new, and it was much smaller and more compact. All right, Chloe, monitor the dog before you go to work today, and just let me know that she's okay. All right.
All right, bye.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right, bye, Chloe. All right, hey, she was panicked. Yesterday, she was panicked. She calls. Michelle and I were out at an event, and she was panicked. Oh my God! And she was like, "You gotta come home now. Come home now." That the dog had eaten the rib bones that she left on the kitchen table.
Oh, the dog's okay.
Yeah. All right, got the millennial camera question out of the way. Then we have the Walmart inquiry. I was reading an item, and this woman claims that she's convinced that the buttons at Walmart that you need to push if you want an item that's locked up. Have you? Numerous stores have these. I've seen these in different parts of the country. I'm trying to think if we have them here. It seems that when I go to a Target or a Walmart or some stores here, that some high theft items, they're in plexiglass, but you got to just lift up the door. And I think that might
it's like deodorants and stuff.
Yeah.
But it sets off like an alarm where it triggers the camera.
Somewhere it informs somebody that someone's on the aisle.
Or at least draws attention to you.
But some stores have a button where it's locked up.
Where you have to page the clerk or something?
You got to push a button to have them come to the aisle. And like up in New York or some of the cities I've been in, they've got certain things that are like totally locked up. I mean, in closed cases. And you got to, I don't remember a button. I remember having to like hunt someone down that works there with a key to open up. Like Julian wanted some like replacement Gillette razors.
Yeah, the razors are locked up.
Yeah.
I think in the early fall, I bought the kids new electric toothbrushes.
Right.
And they were locked up.
Was it a Target locally?
No,
or
it was a Walmart.
Walmart,
It was
okay.
a Walmart, and it was a name brand.
But they were locked up
They were
behind lock and key?
Yes,
All right.
and I remember a button, and I remember standing there like a moron.
Okay, so so they did have a button.
Yeah, I remember
like you
a button.
push the button. So this woman,
And then I just wait till like what happens next, and nothing happened. And then I had to hunt somebody down, and I was like, "Excuse me, can you help me with the toothbrushes?" And she said, "No, no, no, no." And then she got me somebody who could.
All right. So I was reading this blog post, and this woman is convinced that the buttons you push at the stores for them to come unlock the goods that are locked up, buttons don't work.
I believe it.
They're hooked up to nothing.
I completely agree. Nobody
So
cares.
let us know. All right, 7:18 at the MJ Morning Show. We are 12 minutes away from the new song title for the Santa Slay List. So at 7:30, in minutes, 7:30, I'll give you the new Santa playlist, Slay List song. When you hear it play sometime today, after I give you the song title in minutes at 7:30, if you are caller 7, when you hear the song play, you win $1,000. So what song you're listening for, I'll tell you next at 7:30 here on the MJ Morning Show. Plus, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next, and we are absolutely loaded. I don't have time here to waste to tell you what's coming up, but trust me. Well, I got the grandma naming issue, and I got the
terrible promo.
Yeah.
I don't have time to tell you what's coming up.
But let me tell you. All right. And then I've got the story of the day. Anyway, a lot of stuff on the way. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. My friends. So you'll tell Andrew, the producer, for me?
Yes.
Diana's very secretive.
Because I can't just kind of go off the air now and take a private personal call. So
why don't we do that?
What?
Just go off the air. Just play,
All right, I'm gonna
play some filler music.
I'm gonna just play some filler music.
This is something.
All right, fine.
And
All right,
pick up the phone
all right, hang
and
on a
just
second.
talk to Diana. Did Diana get it off of her chest? The top secret information?
She did. It was horrific. It was absolutely horrific.
So now we all want to know.
Oh my God, it was horrific. No, I got to be honest. There was no reason why she couldn't have said that on the air. Yes, yes,
Diana,
Andrew.
Thank you.
What?
How much did you pay to cross over from Manhattan to go to Secaucus?
I don't know. It was like whatever the tunnel was, $8, $9 or so. I had the easy pass, so you get the discount. I don't know. It was, the George Washington Bridge, that's the killer. That's the expensive one. George Washington Bridge, the tunnels, the Lincoln and the Holland are a little less. Midtown, even less, I think, than the Lincoln and the Holland. All right, 7:31 at the MJ Morning Show. It is time for me to reveal the Santa Sleigh List song for today, Thursday, the 12th of December. The song you're listening for is dum 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 da da dum 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 da da dum dum dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun dun.
Ice Ice Baby?
Yes.
Okay.
And or some people might guess
Under Pressure?
Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie. And man, I wish I still had that audio bite. Because, of course, there was a lawsuit with Vanilla Ice and Ice Ice Baby and the dun 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 dun. And, of course, Queen and David Bowie with Under Pressure, dun dun dun. And it's the same damn thing. But there was an audio bite that we had years ago of Vanilla Ice saying, no, mine's totally different. And it was something like this. My song goes dun 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 dun. And the Queen song goes dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And it's the same damn thing. Oh, do you have the audio?
Yeah, there's something called YouTube that has a
lot
of obscure
hold on.
clips.
Let me see if this is the obscure clip that we used to have. All right, go ahead and play it. Hit it.
We sampled them from him, but it's not the same bass line. Like it goes ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding.
It's the same thing.
That's the audio bite.
That's the worst evidence ever, Vanilla.
He just convicted himself.
What are you doing?
He just lost the civil trial. All right. All right. So you're listening for Ice Ice. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Yeah. While the DJ revolves it. So you want to listen for Ice Ice Baby. When you hear dun 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 dun, when you hear Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice from Santa's playlist on his sleigh, so it's a sleigh list. When you hear it played sometime today, be the 7th caller on Q105, 104.7 FM, and win $1,000. Now, I gotta move my camera over. It's like
What's
a little.
that? Did you knock it over? Or
No,
something,
no,
or?
no. It's just it's like off to the right again. All right, so or maybe it's the left. I don't know. So when you hear the song, be the 7th caller, win $1,000, guaranteed. And this is a local contest, meaning you're not playing against other folks across the country. No, this is local only here on Q105 Tampa Bay, 104.7 FM. Ice Ice Baby. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, speaking of money. Just a little more than $1,000, though. Can you believe that Elon Musk's wealth is now apparently $400 billion? It's like doubled since Election Day. So he could absolutely piss 43 million or 44 billion, rather. He can piss $44 billion down the toilet with the purchase of, Twitter.
Yeah.
And then turning it into X.
It was just a toy.
I mean, unbelievable. He could lose. I mean, because now they're saying that X is worth like a quarter or less of what he paid for it. And now we're hearing that Elon Musk's net worth and this is the first time ever, over $400 billion. I mean,
is this the Tesla stock? I mean, Tesla stock's
listen,
up 30% in the last month.
Yeah, I don't know why. And then, SpaceX and the belief that he's going to get even more government contracts, with the incoming administration. Anyway, I just, you can't even wrap your head around, I mean, $1 billion. When you just think about somebody that has $1 billion, it's like, can you really, grasp? Can't even fathom that. Listen, I've worked my ass off. There's really nothing that, I don't want, that I can't get. And I've worked in radio now for 42 years. And listen, I'm just being honest. I built a successful career, and I've had some really, really great years in radio. And I feel like myself, my wife, my kids, I think I provide for the family very well. And, there's nothing extravagant that, I really want or that I need more money for. And, we don't live, extravagantly,
Are you comparing yourself to Elon? Are you comparing yourself to a $400 billionaire?
No. What I'm saying is, I mean, I can't even imagine having that kind of money. And what the hell would you do with? Why isn't he giving away? Why isn't he like feeding starving people?
Yeah.
And
let's cure hunger in the entire world now.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, with that kind of money, does he do anything philanthropic? Yeah. Does he do anything philanthropic? You just don't hear about. I mean, and listen, I'm not like tree hugging, tie dye wearing, but I can't even fathom that kind of money.
Listen, he employs, first of all, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people over his various companies.
Listen, he's
a baron of huge industries.
I'm a devout capitalist, and if I don't take anything away from anyone that's successful and can make it. If you can make it, then you can break it, or whatever you want.
Sounds like you're taking a little bit away from Elon by saying, has he given to the United Way so far this year? Does he give change to the person ringing the bell for the Salvation Army?
Well, I always had an issue with United Way because they had a CEO once that was a crook.
Look, that's right.
Yeah, remember that? I wasn't really thrilled with them.
Listen, first of all, I don't try to judge how people spend their own money, but listen, Elon's building rockets and has plans to go to Mars.
I'm telling you,
that's what you think of when you have $400 billion.
Listen, I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying, the main point is I can't fathom. It's tough to fathom what you would do with $1 billion, let alone, because I don't need $1 billion. I am perfectly happy
with your 68 million. Yes.
We get out of here.
I'm perfectly happy with my 100 million.
Get out of here. No, come on. I'm not. Get out of here. Stop. But no, with whatever I've built, I mean, it's not even remotely close to the numbers you're spewing out. But there's nothing that I want.
It's not even remotely close.
The bottom line is
$40 billion.
The bottom line is I can't fathom that kind of money.
Yeah, because you're not him.
All right. Hey, Andrew, what were you saying? He does have a charitable foundation?
Yes, he does.
Well, you don't hear about much, though, do you?
A lot of the charitable stuff these guys do deliberately is kept quiet. Because then there's naysayers like you. Oh, he only gave $1 billion to this cause. He has $400 billion. He can wipe his butt with $100 bills.
I'm just amazed. $400 billion. I mean, how do you even process that kind of a number?
That's when you start thinking about traveling to other planets and actually make it happen. He's doing a lot.
A trip to Mars where you don't come back. That's what I want to sign up for. A one-way trip to Mars where you don't come back.
Dude, 500 years ago, the first trip across the Atlantic was kind of the same result. I mean, that's the way it goes.
Folks, there was outright panic yesterday about 1 p.m. Eastern time as Meta had some outages. I guess Facebook and Instagram. Meta, they have a server problem? Yeah, so Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook. You know what? I think about that time, I think I tried to refresh something and it wouldn't refresh, or I was trying to go through my DMs.
Yeah, couldn't load it this time
or
something?
It wasn't loading, but I didn't panic. Oh, my God, my Instagram's not working. Oh, my God, I'm so panic. I didn't panic, but apparently some did. There were a couple of suicides. No, I don't have to wait. But some people were panicking, and there was an outage around 1 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. It is 7:40 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, and I've got a classic crotchety, folks. Man, what is this? 2 days in a row. This is amazing. It's like the crotchety old man call has predicted the future.
I mean, we'll go a month without playing a crotchety old man call.
Oh, sometimes it's more than that.
And we played one yesterday, which I thought was great.
Yesterday was called the Used Car Dealer, and it was Milton Fludgecow. Oh, thank God you've answered. And he called a used car dealership. He claimed that he bought a car there, and it was falling apart. He's on the phone, and the car parts are falling off, and he says he's going to bring it back. The guy says, no, sorry, no refunds. And we played that because of the insane story out of, was it Sandy, Utah?
Yeah, the guy returned a Subaru that he bought from a Mazda dealership in Sandy, Utah.
Right. And I guess he bought the car like hours or a day earlier, and he wanted to bring the car back, and you can't bring the car back. It's like you bought the car. It's all done, and he wants to bring the car back, and he said he was going to bring the car back, and they said, no, you can't bring the car back, and then he threatened to run the car through the showroom of the car dealership, a Mazda dealership, and they wouldn't take the car back, so he, true to his word, he drove the freaking car through the car dealership. So we played the audio of that on yesterday's program, and here we go again today. Do you have the audio? Play the audio again. Do you have it queued up?
It's the heart-stopping moment. An enraged driver.
Roll it back.
Yeah,
roll
this is
back.
Inside Edition's report.
All right, hit it again. Go. Hit it.
It's the heart-stopping moment. An enraged driver crashes right into a car dealership.
I told you. Whoa! Call the cops!
So we played the crotchety old man where he threatens to smash the car through the used car dealership. Well, today, it's another crotchety old man call. I see a story last night. Grandmother, 80, is killed in freak accident in her sleep number bed.
Oh, no.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
Are you kidding me? A grandmother died after she was pinned against a wall for 2 hours by her sleep number bed, according to a new lawsuit. Rosalind Walker from Godfrey, Illinois, was trapped between the bed and the wall of her bedroom on March 1st, 2023, after it lowered itself without warning. 2 days later, on March 3rd, emergency responders managed to free the 80-year-old, and she was taken to the hospital. In a lawsuit brought by her daughter, Angela Moan, it says that Walker was taken to a rehab center, then brought home into hospice. And she's going after Sleep Number, and manufacturer Leggett & Platt claims that until her mother passed away on April 3rd, she suffered the entire time, and she's seeking compensation for Walker's suffering and injuries, medical bills in excess of $25,000. It alleges that Sleep Number designed and sold a bed that did not have adequate instructions or cautionary language alerting Ms. Walker not to go between the bed and the wall, as she could be trapped. The company's also accused of having designed and sold a bed that did not have an adequate audible warning alerting Mrs. Walker that it was declining.
What?
Wow.
You want a bed that goes declining?
No,
declining.
like the backup beeps on a
Beep,
truck.
Beep, beep. You don't want that in a bed.
Beep, beep.
All right. You mean in the whole owner's manual of this mattress, it doesn't say in one line, keep away from a wall?
They're suing the Sleep Number. What was that bed called? Before Sleep Number, there was another name for that bed. They changed.
Was it the Craftmatic?
No, it was not Craftmatic. Well, that's what I'm about to play.
Yeah, that's the only other name
Before the Sleep Number bed, it was a different name. Because I remember that I did commercials for him. Select Comfort. That's right. It used to be called Select Comfort. Then they changed the name to Sleep Number.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I see this lady pinned against the wall by her Sleep Number bed with the reclining, incline, whatever, I'm like, oh my God, I did the crotchety old man Craftmatic adjustable bed call years ago, like back in the 90s.
Yes, Craftmatic.
Oh, thank God you've answered. Who is this?
Yes, this is Jeff.
Jeff, I'm stuck in your freaking Craftmatic adjustable bed.
Your what?
I'm stuck in the Craftmatic adjustable bed. I'm all wedged up inside it right now.
What do you do? You can't get out?
I'm stuck. It all folded up around me like a clam.
Well, what's that noise?
That's your stinking machine. It's all wedged up.
Well, stop pushing the button.
I'm pushing the button to try and jar myself loose. What happened was, I guess
just calm down.
I guess the control pad is all defective, and it's all stuck.
Stop pushing it. Calm down.
I tried to break myself free. What the hell do I do? It's all closed up around me like I'm in a womb or something.
Will you stop pushing the button?
I tried to break myself free from this death.
Stop pushing the button.
Okay, I've stopped pushing the button.
How long have you been in there?
I've been...
Stop pushing the button.
I've been in here for about 2 hours now. Hang on, it's starting to move a little bit.
Sir, stop pushing the button.
It's all closed up around my face now. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Sir, calm down.
Hold on.
Stop pushing the button.
It just let go of my face. Now my body's still all wedged up inside it. Now the unit, it's getting very hot. It's starting to smoke a little bit. Wait.
What's your number?
It set off my smoke detector.
What's your number, sir?
I got a fire.
What's your number? I'll call 911.
I got a fire. Let me.
Hello? Hello, sir?
What the hell are you people trying to do to me?
If you do not stop pushing the button, I can't help you. Sir.
Yes. Wait a second.
What's your number? I'll call 911.
Hold on, I got a fire extinguisher handy. Hold on. Okay. The fire. I got the fire out. What the hell are you people trying to do at Craftmatic? Kill all your elderly customers?
No, sir. I've never heard of this problem before.
Well, you got a freaking nightmare on your hands right now.
Sir, are you okay?
It's starting to close up around me. I can't breathe.
Are you breathing, sir?
I can't breathe.
Are you okay? Sir. Someone, call the operator. Let's see. We're gonna have to trace this call. Sir. Sir. Hello. Hello.
There it is. The famous Craftmatic crotchety old man call, and then I hear that this grandmother was killed by her sleep number bed. It's like the same damn thing. She was pinned against the wall.
So in the call, the guy said, "How long have you been there?" You said 2 hours.
Did I?
In the story,
right?
I think the family said the grandmother was pinned for 2 hours.
Are you serious?
I thought I heard you say that the first time.
I don't know.
She was trapped there for 2 hours against the wall, and then they sent her to the rehab center or something.
Mother was taken to the rehab center. 80-year-old was taken to the hospital. Trapped between. I don't think I said Oh, yeah. No, 2 days.
2 days. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a big difference.
No, yeah.
I apologize.
The grandmother was pinned against the wall for 2 days.
I knew there was a 2 in there somewhere.
That would be 48 hours. That would be 46 hours longer than Milton Fludgecow in the Craftmatic adjustable bed.
I mean,
holy crap.
I guess 2 days is funnier than 2 hours. I wish we would have thought of it.
You ready for the story of the day? Here at 7:49 on the MJ Morning Show. And I had this couple of days. I think I had this last week. I just didn't get around to it, but it's still very relevant and pertinent. And if I didn't even tell you that I had this last week, but I didn't get to it, you wouldn't even know. A very high percentage of Americans are planning to have sex in their childhood bedroom when they go home to visit like their mom and dad this holiday season. Is that kind of, do you still have like the same posters on the wall in your bedroom?
Yeah,
and,
right.
You're old and grown and you've moved out. You've got a wife and kids. You got a family and you're going back to, visit your parents for the holiday? You're going to stay in your old house, in your old bedroom with your wife or your girlfriend, and you're going to boom chicka wow wow. You're going to, get it on in your old bedroom.
I mean, you think that happens every time, right? I mean, if you're going home for the holidays, you're home for 4 or 5 days, you're bringing a significant other over, you're doing it somewhere in the house.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so shocking number. What's the number here? 39% of those surveyed that are going to be visiting home over the holidays. Oh, no, hang on. It's the wrong number. Half of Americans who will be visiting home for the holidays plan to have sex in their childhood bedroom. It's 52%. 52%. With 39% of those surveyed visiting home, twice as many of these respondents will attend a holiday gathering. Anyway, so 52% plan to get it on.
Yeah, that's nothing. You want to get freaky, do it in your parents' bed.
Let's get it on. Oh, stop.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. That's grotesque.
Yeah, right on your mother's shams.
That's awful,
Yeah.
dude. What's the matter with you? That's absolutely terrible. What line am I taking? Line 2? James on the MJ Morning Show. James, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I was just trying to see if there's a way for me to still be able to get some of those crotchety old man takes. Because, like I was saying, I'm the guy who texted you on Instagram the other day about the plumber situation.
Hold on. About which situation?
About the plumber. I had a busted line.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, like I say, I was just trying to see if I could still get my hands on some of those because, like, my grandma had some way back in the day, but I can't find them, so I just want to get my hand on some.
You know what? If you go to eBay, like Fester's on eBay right now without even queuing. Yeah, look, they're on eBay right now. So if you go to eBay.
Oh, there's a cassette tape.
Yeah, look, there's a cassette. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are early ones. Keep going. Are there any Y2 crotcheties or are there any nothing but crotchety 3Ds?
There might be 1, 2, 3, 4. There might be 15 or 20 different, maybe 15 selections.
There are some of them, but just keep checking eBay. Oh, and Amazon. Andrew said check Amazon, that some of the resellers on Amazon. So if you go to eBay and I guess go to Amazon.
Oh,
go to Amazon. Amazon. And just type in MJ Morning Show.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, MJ. Have a good day, MJ. Have a good day, Fester.
You too, pal.
Well, you hanging up on us?
Oh, you in a big hurry?
Yeah, what are you in a hurry? Exactly.
I drive trucks for a living, so I'm driving. That's why.
Okay. All right.
You had me in the truck. You had me in the truck dying. He just said, "Stop pushing the button.
Stop pushing the button."
Have a great day, fellas.
You too. Have a good one. All right.
So, is there one available?
There's a When Crotchety Attacks apparently on Amazon. Anyway, eBay. Keep checking eBay.
eBay's the place.
And let me tell you something else. People go to like thrift stores around town. Listen, I'm going to be honest here. I sold a crap load of these CDs because we had 8 different releases out, I think, and sold hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these CDs over the years. And so they pop up in some like the Salvation Army or Goodwill or some of the thrift stores. Just check the CDs and people say, "Hey, look what I found!" And they found it at a thrift store. So, but eBay typically, I don't think there's ever a time where some of my old CDs are not on eBay that someone's trying to sell.
I've been to the Salvation Army in South Tampa off of what is that? MacDill.
MacDill, right near MacDill and Beta Bay.
And I was in there, and I always kind of look through CDs to see if anything jumps out at me.
Yep.
And there were like 5 of them in a row. And they were like, a couple of bucks, Salvation Army.
Yep.
And then I open them up, and then there's like my signature because we went and signed.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, that's me writing my fake radio name.
If you remember, we did, so over the years, we did so many CD signings where we would go to Blockbuster Music, we'd go to Blockbuster Video, we'd go to Sam Goody or Music Land. We'd go to all these different places that sold our CDs, and we would all show up, and we'd do CD signings. And and a lot of times you'll find copies in these stores or on eBay that have our signatures, still from a CD signing at Blockbuster Video out in Brandon or something,
We make the annual trip to Sebring.
Oh, listen,
We're all over.
Also, the further we went, the bigger
the crowds.
the bigger the crowds. But I remember Brandon was huge. We go to Brandon and sell like close to 1,000 CDs.
Incredible.
I mean, at like, $13.98 or something. I mean, do the math. I mean, it was pretty lucrative. Worked out pretty well. All right. So I got to get into the grandma.
I was paid $50 per signing, by the way. So didn't work out that well for all of us. Well, guys, I can't pay you $50 per signing. I can pay you 20. Oh, no, 50. That's it. That's our line in the sand number. Okay, guys.
All right, on to the grandma dilemma. So Michelle and I have a friend and a couple who, incidentally, we met. You know what? No, I did the tease, dude. That was the ooze story. The tease was what was my Andrew? What was my tease for yesterday?
Yeah, the ooh. But what was that?
Yeah, that was the having sex in your parents' house. That was the tease story.
Yeah, that's only the ooh if you're the parents.
Yeah. Andrew was telling me I skipped over my tease story. No, I did the story.
All right.
That was my 7:45 tease for today, and I did it. All right. Got the grandma situation.
Yeah, that's the story you skipped yesterday.
Yeah, I skipped this story yesterday. I just didn't get around to it, but we have time now. It's 7:56. And I want to grab some phone calls, and I want to make a list and check it twice. So Michelle and I have a friend. Incidentally, this friend, I'm just going to say who it is. It's Dr. Chuck Slonim.
Okay.
So Chuck Slonim, who became very dear friends of Michelle and myself from the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah, we love Dr. Chuck.
Because years ago, this is back during the MJ and BJ days. This is years ago. We were, at the other radio station. This was like mid-90s, maybe 95, 96, 97, somewhere in there. We were talking about, you know what? It might have been the crotchety old man call with the glass eye. Because I did a crotchety old man call where the glass eye falls out of his head and it goes down the elevator shaft. You know, the crack in the elevator?
And that was the call that precipitated our friendship?
Yeah. And then I believe it was that, or we were talking about some kind of a glass eye, fake eye deal. And Dr. Chuck Slonim, a well-known ophthalmic surgeon here in the Tampa Bay area, he was a listener and called up and said, hey, I'm an eye surgeon, and I happen to have, a bunch of glass eyes.
He brought them in.
And he brought them into the studio. So that's how I met Chuck Slonim, and we became friends. And to this day, they are close, dear friends. Anyway, so Chuck's wife is Barry, and their daughter is having a baby.
Okay.
And they're trying to come up with a grandma nickname. And they're having trouble because, just doesn't want to be called by the first name, doesn't want to be called grandma.
Granny.
Granny. Yes, Granny. Yeah, hey, sonny. All right, so they need a granny nickname, and they're having trouble coming up with the nickname.
I mean, you got to kind of let the kid decide. The kid will start calling her something.
All right, let's go to phones on this. Do you have a great granny nickname? Like I suggested to Michelle. How about Meemaw? That's kind of a southern drawly Meemaw.
Have you ever? I don't think.
And that was a joke. I didn't really mean Meemaw.
But have you ever?
I don't
watched,
know where the hell does that come from anyway.
Okay. Have you ever watched the show Young Sheldon? The prequel to the Big Bang Theory. It was on CBS for like 8 seasons.
Hold on. So yeah, of course I know the Big Bang Theory.
Right. Sheldon's the main character.
It never really enticed me. So I'm aware of the Big Bang Theory. I'm aware of Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon's an excellent series. It ran for like 8 seasons.
Right.
We binge watched it over the summer.
I never watched it. I'm aware of both shows. Yes.
You'd mildly enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah, that's you're really selling it to me. Yeah.
It's a good.
I should go back and watch Young Sheldon because I would mildly enjoy it.
Give it a shot.
Man, you're a great promo hype man
I'm
over there.
not saying it's the best show in the world. I'm saying you'd enjoy it.
All right.
Meemaw is a major. She's on every episode. Grandma is called Meemaw, and Sheldon refers to her as me. Everybody refers to her as Meemaw the whole time. But yeah, Meemaw is a thing, apparently in Texas.
Yeah, Meemaw is a southern thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, look at the phones.
Apparently in East Texas.
The phones have lit up. I haven't even given out the number yet.
Oh, everybody has it.
Yeah, yeah. So every line is ringing here. And when a line drops, just try to get back in. So if you get a busy signal, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. need some grandma nicknames because our friend does not want to be called grandma or granny or Grammy or whatever.
Is Dr. Chuck listening? Is Mrs. Dr. Chuck listening?
I have no idea.
Okay.
If not, I'll MP3 this to them.
Okay.
I'll cut it up and I'll send it to them. You know, what's a good grandma nickname? Anyone have anything special, anything unique in the family? Give me some ideas.
All right.
8, and I'm going to pass them all along. I'm going to make a list. I'm going to write them down. Got my pen right here handy. Going to write them down. 800-990-1047. What nicknames for grandma can we suggest for our good, close, personal friends, the Slonums? All right, so 8 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show, and we say hi to Jeff in Parrish. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, I just wanted to suggest maybe the Greek names, Yaya, and for grandfather, Papu.
All right, I'm just going with grandma's stuff for now. So Yaya. Okay.
Yaya, and it's Yaya is how you spell it, and that's Greek for grandmother.
Okay.
Yaya.
Yep.
I thought that was a chicken place.
I mean, they make great chicken, too. You know, Greeks make great flame broiled chicken as well.
I know.
Well, you know, the Greeks are known for making some great Greek chicken.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Jeff.
also those undiscernible meat logs.
It's lamb. It's lamb.
Yes.
The gyro.
It's lamb.
Yeah, don't call it
The
a
gyro.
Yeah, don't call it a gyro. It's a gyro, right?
All right,
Gyro.
So
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, catch you later.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Right off the bat, Jeff's got a good one. Yaya. All right, Cassandra. I guess it's not Cassandra. It's Cassandra in St. Pete. Is it Cassandra?
That really depends on how fancy I'm feeling, so it doesn't matter either way.
You fancy.
Yeah, Andrew spelt it with a U on our board. That's why MJ thinks
You
that.
fancy girl.
That's
So how do you
all good.
how do
all
you
good.
well how do you say it?
Either way, Cassandra.
All right. So what do you have for grandma?
Okay, so in my family, the great grandmother is always Gigi Ma. Now, when I became a grandmother,
Whoa. Hold on. Gigi Ma?
For the great grandmother.
Yes, for the great grandmother is always Gigi Ma.
Okay.
So when my mother became a grandmother, she chose Granny, which I thought was very old.
Yeah.
So when I became a grandmother, I assumed that my mother was going to graduate to Gigi Ma, but her greats call her Granny as well. So I wanted Mimi, but I thought my mother was going to go with Gigi Ma. So when she decided to stay as Granny, I am now Gigi to two beautiful girls.
Oh, so you're Gigi. All right. See, this is what I'm talking
I am
about.
Gigi.
Yeah.
And the other grandma is Mimi.
And Mimi.
Yeah.
Mimi.
Yeah.
Playing off the G and the M in grandmother.
Right.
Okay. All right.
All right. Beautiful.
Gigi, Mimi.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Cassandra, Kawada.
I like Kawada.
Debbie in Riverview. Debbie, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, too. Yeah, my grandkids come with G-Ma.
What is it? G-Ma?
Yeah, like G-M-A.
Oh, yeah, like what up, G, Ma? What up, G? What up, G? And I like it. That's great. G-Ma. Beautiful.
Yep, G-Ma. Yep.
Thank you. All right, so that opens up a line. Let's go. Fire it up. Get in right now. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Looking for grandma names instead of being called Granny or Grandma. Just, it sounds old. Let's go with Lucille in Brandon. Lucille, MJ Morning Show. Hit it.
Yes, hey, I am Gaga, which also morphed into Gagi.
Gaga, which is now Gagi.
Correct.
Gagi.
Now,
Wow.
did you name yourself Gaga, or did the baby call you Gaga when it was 3 months old and it just stuck?
The baby started Gaga, yes.
Yeah,
And
because
I say that I was the first Gaga before Lady Gaga.
Right.
So there you go.
see, I mean,
or it could be like the
It's my era, so that's perfect.
okay. Thank you, Lucille.
Listen, my kids love Queen. I mean, Julian's 20 and Chloe's 23. They love Queen. I love it. Gaga. Oh, Radio Gaga. They did that at Live Aid.
Oh, wow.
They were on
Whoa.
stage live. Remember that? It was 1985, right? Live Aid. Let me grab Melissa in Port Richey. Melissa, what's a good grandma nickname?
Okay,
Okay, I have two good ones. When I was growing up, I had a Nana, and I hope it's called Nana one day too. But Nana's a good one.
Yep.
Also, Gigi. The other one was Gigi, but that's not like Greek names. It's just Gigi, which stood for Glamorous Grandma.
Glamorous Grandma, Gigi.
Yeah, Gigi. Awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa. Roxanne in Tampa. Roxanne, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, good morning.
Hey.
So I had a very young mom and a very young grandmother. So my grandmother obviously did not want to be called grandmother either.
Wait a minute. How old was your
hold
mom?
On. You say very young.
No, I mean like old enough. My mom had me at 20, and my grandmother started having kids at 15. So
Whoa, you
hold on. Whoa. Okay.
Wait a minute. Your grandmother was in 8th grade when she started having kids?
Pretty much.
So,
oh, man.
So when you were born, your grandmother was 35.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So she did not want to be called grandma.
Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about.
We called her nanny because a nanny is like a caretaker, but not a grandma.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of a smoking hot nanny from Sweden. You know,
Why do you gotta make this
getting it
creepy?
on with, the husband's coming home while the wife's at work.
I called
and,
my grandmother nanny.
Yeah.
You sicko.
Yeah. Little au pair.
But nanny works. I mean, if you don't want to be old, nanny works.
Nanny works.
Hey, listen, I once told the story of friends of ours. The nanny started undressing in front of the husband. And like, yeah.
We're talking about grandmother names, and here you are getting creepy, man.
Yeah.
Don't be a creep about it.
Yeah, Roxanne here is talking about her 35-year-old smoking hot grandmother, and you're making her.
She was very pretty. She was a very pretty lady.
Thank you, nanny.
Bye, Roxanne.
Have a good one. All right. Yeah, hold on. Let me, folks, if you're on hold, hang on a sec. You know what? Let me finish with this.
Every line is jammed.
Yeah, every line's jammed. All right, let me finish with this. And then I got to call Michelle because I won't mention any names, but we've got some friends. And seriously, they had a live-in nanny, and the nanny came on to the husband. I think we talked about this years ago. It's a great story. And like, hey, do you want to... anyway, hold on.
All right. Let's separate the creepy things.
All right. Marge in Newport Richie. Hello. Tell them Large Marge sent you. Hey, Marge.
Hey, hi. You know what? I think if I was a great grandmother, because I'm a grandmother now.
No, not great. No, not great grandmother. Just a regular grandma. We need a good nickname.
How about Lovey?
Oh, Lovey.
Yeah.
Hey, Lovey. It's like, like from the Gilligan's Island deal. Lovey.
Yeah, that's kind of cute.
No, I like that. Lovey.
Nice.
That's
complimentary.
Very,
and
very
I
nice.
I got a second for a funny story. I was a young mother too, and my daughter was a young I was a young grandmother.
How old were you when you had your first kid?
I was just turned 20.
Okay.
And my daughter just turned 20 when she had her first baby, so I was only 40. So on my trip to Boston to visit her from New York, right after the baby was born, she said, "Mom, what do you want the new baby to call you?" And I said, how about Foxy? And she stopped and she said, "Listen, Foxy, I'm going to put you in the next plane and send you home."
Yeah.
And we got a good laugh out of that. But
Get a job at the Dollhouse or something on West Shore.
I used to take the People's Express airplane, and you'd pay on the plane for $18 from Newark to Boston. Do you remember that at all?
Which airline?
It was called Public.
No, you're thinking of People Express.
People Express. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we used when I grew up in Virginia Beach, we used to fly People Express from Norfolk International, I think, to Newark for like $18 or something. I mean,
and I actually think they gave you peanuts and you could get a drink.
Marge, we're getting a little off track here, Marge.
Thank you, Marge. Appreciate
As much as I
it.
love talking about airlines from the 70s.
Well, actually, it's kind of right up my alley.
I know it is. The two of you should go to coffee or something.
I'm still a huge fan of the old Piedmont Airlines, man.
Take her to lunch.
Yeah, getting on a Piedmont Airlines 737-200 with the cigar engines. Oh, man, the JT8Ds, I believe. All right, let me grab Joe in Brandon. Joe, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, MJ. So I was a little young when my granddaughter was born, and we chose Nani.
Nani. Oh, yeah, I like that. Nani's good. How do you spell Nani?
Works. She has a Mimi, so Nani. Nani.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
All right, we're going to wrap this up in a second. Let me grab Tommy. Ooh, location unknown.
Yeah, right.
Tommy on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Long time listener.
Thank you.
I'm heading towards McDill Base. I live in Safety Harbor.
Yep.
But 2 years ago, I heard you talk about your grandmother. My grandmother lived probably 20 houses from yours on Foothill Avenue in Hollis.
Yeah. So yeah, my grandmother and grandfather they lived on Foothill in Hollis, Queens.
Foothill Avenue.
Yep.
Yes. And I used to that Foothill used to all it was a curve, and it curved back down the hillside avenue.
It did exactly.
Yeah.
And there used to be a supermarket
and
like
at the end of the hill
there used to be like a Bohack or something down there.
A Bohack right at the end.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And we were right dead center of the hill, the street that was in the middle. There was a little hill, and it was a brick house, and we were the Arstesis. And my grandmother had 36 grandchildren.
All right, just give me the name. What's the name, Tommy?
Nana.
Tommy.
We called her Nana. You know, it was Nana.
Yeah, and just
Nana
Nana.
Arstesis. Most of the time they call them by their last name too.
All right.
Boy, between Tommy, Marge, and MJ, this is this memory lane today.
Yeah, I had to. Hey, he knows. He's an Italian.
Yeah.
He knows.
Who's Italian?
Things happened in the Bronx, and we all became.
Festa's the Italian.
I'm just not the Italian.
I'm not the Italian. All right, Tommy, thanks for the call, buddy.
I know.
It's from the other side.
You're right down the street to the Nunzio's. All right, have a good day, guys.
He's not at the Nunzio. Don't worry. He's not.
Two more, and then we got to move on. But I think we got a good list here. Mary in Largo. Hey, Andrew, the lines are still ringing unless people are still coming up with good ones.
Are we getting repeats, Andrew?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Mary in Largo. Hi, Mary. What's a good grandma name?
Are you there?
Yes, go ahead.
My mom goes by Honey, and she's a grandmother, a great-grandmother, and a great-great-grandmother. They all call her Honey.
All right, excellent. I like
Honey's
that.
a
Honey,
good
yeah,
name.
Honey's
Yeah,
a nice
sure.
one. All right, maybe the last one. We'll see. Christy in Bradenton. Christy, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Christy.
My grandkids call me Lella.
Lala or Lala?
Lella.
How do you spell that?
Lella.
Lella. Lela.
Yes, it's actually they're Spanish, and their other grandma is Wella, so I changed the W to a L.
Wow. Lela and Wella.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they got Wella from the song from Greece. Wella. Oh, tell me more. Yeah.
No, they're Spanish, and that's what they call their grandmother. That's just the Spanish
Yeah,
word
it could have
for
been
their
Greece,
grandmother.
okay? Christy, it could have been Greece.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
MJ, my wife Allison sent me a text.
Yeah.
What's the wife's name?
Barry.
BB.
You know what? I think we heard BB was an option.
BB.
Yeah, I think BB was.
I don't know if I heard it on the phone lines, but she sent me a text and she's bitching and complaining to me like
Every line is still ringing.
I'll
just pick up some randos.
I told Allison to call and she's like, I can't. All the lines are busy. So I just say it. So BB is Allison's suggestion.
Hi, rando pickup. Who's this?
It's Phil.
All right, Phil. What name do you have?
Well, my kids call my grandmother Kitty.
The Kitty?
Like a mother.
Oh, Kitty.
Like, Kitty, like a mother cat.
No, I like it. That's fantastic. All right, let me pick up another rando. Hi, rando. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Dawn from Zephyr Hills.
Hey, Dawn, you're on the air.
Hey, Dawn, right?
Yes.
All right, Dawn. What's a good grandma name?
It's Mama.
Ma.
Yes.
Oh, I like it. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay,
I'm just.
We're starting to regress a little bit, if I'm being honest.
Andrew has he's kicked back with his arms back behind his head because I'm just picking up unscreened rando calls now. MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
Sissy.
Sissy, what's the grandma name you have?
No Nina.
Oh no! That's good. No Nina.
No Nina.
No Nina.
It's awfully wordy for a grandma name, is it?
Like a 2-year-old having to say no Nina.
No Nina.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, another
All
rando.
right.
MJ, look, every line is ringing. Unscreened rando pickups. Hi, who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Wendy, and I'm calling from Floral City.
All right, what's your grandma name?
Well, for her, I'm thinking Granberry.
Granberry.
Because she's a berry.
Oh, Granberry.
Yes.
Right.
Because her name is Barry. Granberry. Oh, that's good. That's creative and clever. Thank you. All right, more randos. Hi, MJ Morning Show. You're on. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
is Colleen. I am calling from Tampa.
All right. What's your name? Yeah. What's the grandma name?
Call their Grandma Graham.
Oh, Grams.
Grams.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Grams.
Graham.
All right, Grams. Thank you. All right. Let me grab another one. Hi, it's MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
Angela from Tampa.
Hey, Angela. What's a good grandma nickname?
I call my grandmother Grams. Grams.
Yeah. Two in a row. Yeah. Like Teddy Grams.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't hear the one before.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Two in a row.
All right.
Grams. All right. Let me grab. All right. Three more. That's it. All right. MJ Morning Show. Rando pickup. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Carrie. I'm calling from Tampa. And Polish grandma is Bachi.
Hold on. You're on hands free. Say it again.
I said, I'm calling from Tampa.
Yep.
This is Carrie. And grandma in Polish is Bachi.
Bocce.
Like the Italian
It's
ball
very nice.
game?
Bachi.
Yeah, like bocce
It's
ball.
B-A-B.
All right, thank you very much. Man, every line is ringing. Every single line. MJ Morning Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Neil from, never mind. Just
You don't. Wait a minute.
You can't give this.
What are you in the witness relocation program?
Listen, all I want to tell you is all these grandma names are creepy. If my grandkid ever called me honey or kitty, I would lose it. It's just weird. Quit agreeing with everybody. It's cool. It's not cool. Lala, Noni, kitty. It's creepy.
All right, so come up with one. What's a good one?
I just get called Grammy.
All right. What about Slutella?
Oh, come on.
All right, come on.
Funny.
All right, have a nice day. All right, I'm stopping here.
She doesn't want to even give the name of her city.
We just jumped the shark with Slutella.
Okay.
All right, so we're done. But Andrew, just pick up and tell everyone thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling, everybody.
Oh my
wow.
God, unbelievable! I can't even get a line out to call Michelle. Oh, we got the hotline. Let me.
Yeah, we got one line.
Hang on, where's the hotline now? They moved it around. All right, hang on.
What did you call your grandmother?
Well, my mom's mom, we called her Minky. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
Minky.
Because her name was Hermina, but she was called Minky from a young age, and it just became the grandma name, so we called her Minky. And then my dad's mom, hey Michelle, my dad's mom, we just called her Grandma Franny. Yeah. So, hey Michelle, are you listening at all?
Not right now.
All right, so listen, I didn't give out any names. I didn't allude to who it was. But what was the story where friends of ours, where the nanny came on to the husband?
Oh, I'm not talking about that. Goodbye.
No, we talked about this. We already talked about this years ago. This is not. We talked about this years ago.
Without naming names, just the story with innocuous characters.
Yeah, we're not naming names, and this is like a dozen years ago. What? Refresh my memory. What was the story, and what was the like crazy incident that happened?
She took a picture of herself in the wife's lingerie, I think was the deal, in their bedroom on the phone and sent it to the husband.
So the au pair, the nanny, was she from like a foreign country?
No.
Oh, she was.
No,
she was
she was here. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was a domestic nanny.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like young in her 20s, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And she put on.
She was a really good nanny.
Yeah, she put on the wife's negligee, took a picture, and then sent it to the husband. And was there a message or just the picture?
I don't remember if there was a message, but she got a message. It's called "She Got Fired."
You fired.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh my!
All right. Have a continued nice snooze. Okay.
All right. See you at the gym.
Are you guys still friends with these people?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna see them soon.
Yeah. Listen, you're giving away more information
Michelle,
than I'm giving
who
away.
it is. Stop.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Michelle, you're terrible at this game.
That's a
I don't
great
want to say
story.
anything except I'll tell you everything.
Hey, I got to do a couple of shout outs here. Number one, I got to thank Ross.
You dress for less? You know what? It's really an underrated department store. I find something every time I go to Ross.
When you go to Ross, you
I
dress
really
for
like
less?
this store. Yes.
No, I got to thank Ross, who's the owner of Amco. Amco, boop, boop. Was it Amco, beep, beep, AAMCO, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I got to thank Ross, who's the owner of Amco of North Tampa on North Florida Avenue. It's probably near you.
Yeah, what's the cross street?
It's 11612 North Florida Avenue.
Oh, yeah, because
Amco.
I have all of Florida Avenue memorized. 11612 does nothing for me.
Do you remember when I mentioned that Michelle's sister's car was having transmission trouble? Or all the lights. Remember I told you this?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Her Acura with like 1 million miles on it finally had an issue.
Yeah. So Andrew says that the Amco in North Florida, it's near Fowler. So Country Club, Fowler area.
Yep, it's a Fowler.
Off of North Florida. That's where the Amco's located. So told the story on the air that Michelle's sister has a 2016 Acura. What'd I say? Like, was it
MDX?
MDX or whatever. She's got this 2016 Acura with like 218,000 miles on the odometer.
It sounds like it's been a great car.
Right. 218,000 miles. And they're driving down for Thanksgiving dinner at my house in South Tampa from Chiefland. It's like a 2.5-hour drive. And then while they're driving, every freaking light comes on the dashboard. The car won't leave fourth gear, so they're driving all the way down like the Veterans Expressway.
Well, like 35 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour?
Suncoast Highway, the Veterans, they're driving down, and they're driving like in fourth gear. Anyway, so Lorenzo, our good buddy Lorenzo, who's the general manager and managing partner at Veterans Ford, he says, hey, listen, bring it in, let's check it out. So they checked it out, and then he says, listen, I'm gonna send it to my buddy Ross. And Ross apparently used to work at Veterans Ford and then bought his own Amco store.
And they focus on transmissions.
Right. They do transmissions. And, listen, the Ford, obviously, they're working on all the Ford, product. And some of the foreign stuff or some of the non-Ford product
gets sent out.
They'll send it out, and they like this Amco guy. They said he's a great guy. He worked for them at Veterans Ford. He now runs this Amco on North Florida and Fowler area. And so they send the car over to get diagnosed. And so they diagnosed the car quickly. It needed like a new new module, and it needed to be programmed, a PCM. And he said, yeah, that's it. So I'm like, cool. And Lorenzo's like, yeah, this guy's great, honest guy, great work. So we get it over to Amco, and I get word. It's all done. It's all fixed. The PCM's been replaced. It's been reprogrammed, the whole shebang. And then I'm like, all right, how much is it going to be? And he's like, nope, gonna take care of it for you.
I mean, it was just a computer component? It wasn't like a major piece?
No, it was a board. No, it wasn't like a whole transmission.
Yeah,
it was the PCM went bad or something. So he's going to comp the job for my sister-in-law. Isn't that nice?
That's
what a great place. Now, folks don't think he's going to comp your job, but I'm just saying it's
I mean, unless you have a radio show, maybe you will. I don't know. Full disclosure, we're talking about it.
Hey, full disclosure. But anyway, just thought I'd give an update to the story about my sister-in-law's transmission on her 218,000-mile car.
How are you going to work this out now?
What?
How are you going to pick the car up?
She's coming down to pick it up. She's going to pick it up at the Amco, MCO.
Double A?
Yeah, double A, MCO. Do they still do that?
You know what?
Do they still run those commercials? Or?
I'm sure they do. How do you give it a great tagline like that?
Yeah. No, it's a great tagline. All right, so, hey, Ross, thank you. Amco, North Tampa, North Florida Avenue. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Amco. How can I help you? We can fix that. As the experts in transmissions for over 50 years, there's nothing at Amco we haven't heard.
All right, hang on. Oh, all these people are making the noises with their mouth. Hold on, where's the beep beep?
CV join.
At the end?
Fix.
No credit? Finance your repair at Amco.
Okay.
Double A, MCO.
There it is.
That's
the double
cool.
A, MCO. There you have it.
So when's your sister-in-law coming to town?
I think maybe today.
All right.
I think she might be picking up the thing today.
She's
so how about that?
That's cool.
Yeah. Hey, we ought to take a minute here to talk about the mystery drones. Remember I mentioned this a couple of days ago? But
in New Jersey?
In New Jersey.
Okay.
But they're happening in other parts of the country, but New Jersey is getting a whole lot of attention right now. And I mentioned this a couple of days ago and the story's just taken off like a rocket now, about these drones that are flying over a military facility, Picatinny, then also over Trump's golf club, Bedminster up there.
Are those restricted airspaces? I mean, him being president-elect and a military installation?
Yeah, you think. So
don't we have guns to shoot those things or lasers or
that's
something?
where the question arises. How the hell, in this day and age, it is nearly 2025, with law enforcement, Homeland Security, the U.S. military, the National Guard, the FAA, how the hell can they not, get something up in the air and capture one of these drones or shoot down one of the drones so we can see what it is? And these are not little, Chinese little small DJI drones. These are they say the size of a small car.
That's pretty substantial.
Who the hell is flying these drones? What is going on? And there's all kinds of theories and conspiracies and rumors. And some people think that it's Iran and they have a mothership off the East Coast, off of, New Jersey and the Atlantic.
Yes.
And they're sending these drones out on reconnaissance missions. And
yeah, Iran has a secret boat that we don't know about floating 20 miles off the coast.
And then,
yes, you're right.
Well, that's one of the theories.
Yeah, okay, that's a terrible theory.
Right. And then, you're in 2024, almost 2025. How can we not get our hands on one of these things and figure out what it is? And they're large. They're seriously, the size of a golf cart or something, or a small car. And one of the other stories is that, when you see some of the videos, they're highly illuminated, but then seemingly when they're spotted, they go dark and the lights go out. So does anyone have any theories? I would love to go to phones on this. I would love to. I mean, this is fascinating to me. What the hell are the drones? What do you think they are? What would you like to say? Anybody down at MacDill? Anybody at CENTCOM want to weigh in anonymously? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Anybody have any ideas? Anyone want to comment? Any theories? Any thoughts? Want to weigh in? The mystery drones. What the hell is going on? And again, why don't we have one of these things?
Captured.
Do we not have they don't move that fast. Don't we have
pretty fast.
They can be, but don't we have doesn't our military have the ability to snatch one out of the air?
Throw a casting net at it or something?
Throw a mullet net at it.
Yeah, seriously, break off one rotor, whole thing falls, right?
All right, does anybody have any idea? What are your thoughts? What are your theories? 800-990-1047. This is a mystery. While Andrew's screening a couple of calls here on the mystery drones, 800-990-1047. From the Post. The mystery drones spotted for weeks in the late-night skies above New Jersey have captured the nation's attention, sparking wide-ranging theories about the origin and purpose of the flying objects. In the shocking absence of a federal explanation for the phenomenon, local politicians, police, and drone analysts have all come up with their own theories. One of the drones was spotted going dark after it was highly illuminated. New Jersey chiefs, a coalition of police chiefs in the state, met earlier this week to discuss the ongoing issue that's causing citizens increasing concern. One chief told the Post that one pet theory is endorsed by many in the coalition. What we think is it started as some sort of Picatinny arsenal-based surveillance drill or operation, but once it exploded online, this became a copycat sensation. The anonymous chief theorized that the flights that were seen over the New Jersey military base. So they're thinking maybe that it's us. It's our military operating the drones.
It's possible.
And then once the story got out, then you have others putting drones up, trying to be, I'm going to, add to the mystery and put my own drone up.
Are they around Trump's property just to see how they can surveil it or protect it in some capacity?
Who knows?
They might be our drones.
Yeah. But, some of these drones, some of the outlines, they do look like they're kind of a military-like drone. All right, let me grab Mike in Riverview. Just a few calls on this, Andrew. I'm not going to spend all day. I'm just fascinated by this. Mike in Riverview, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
You're absolutely right. They are U.S. And people are putting out other drones pretending that they are U.S.
All right, so that's what you think. You think that it was a military drone exercise, or these are military drones, Army drones or something, and that others are now copying it?
That's why the U.S. is not commenting on it, because it's their own. They're all surveillance for the United States.
Right. And listen, I want the latest, greatest drones working for our military. And listen, if they're testing them, maybe.
Why isn't the U.S. commenting on any of these?
Yeah, I mean, we should. We should listen. If they're military drones, nothing to be alarmed with.
And the military doesn't have an obligation to tell
you're absolutely right. Have a great show, guys.
They don't have to tell local assemblymen that they're doing a test on their own property.
Yeah, thanks for the call. Saeed in Tampa. Saeed, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ, how you doing?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Good. So the drone thing, that's just an experiment by the military or something like that. It's like when you say a convoy of trucks of military, they don't come out and explain this is why we're driving through this road or something like that.
Yeah, the military, a lot of times the military, they don't comment on stuff.
Yeah, they don't comment on anything. They know about it. They're not going to allow anyone to be in that restricted area. We know, we have cameras and satellites that we know what's going on in Russia right now. You think we're not going to know what's going on in our side? Come on.
All right,
that's
Saeed.
Something normal. It's just people, they get paranoid with what's going on right now in the whole world.
It's like a hysteria and a frenzy that people feed into. Thank you, Saeed. T. What up, T? In Clearwater. T, you're on the MJ Morning. And you're just T, not T-Bone?
No, T-Bone. Just go by T.
What about Coco the Gorilla?
No.
Okay.
Just T.
All right, T.
That's like it's a Seinfeld, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a Seinfeld joke. All right, T, go ahead.
Okay. Good morning. All right. My brother, who is third in command, I'm not gonna say which rank. It is military, basically, and it is basically to scare in a way. I'm not gonna say exactly for what reason, but basically to put a little fear into the United States. So it is military based. So the last two callers basically are on point.
Hold on, T. Hold on.
Homegrown.
Who is our military trying to put fear into?
The people of Grover's Mill, New Jersey.
We'll teach Groversville.
What did we just recently have? An election, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and what do we have power? What's going into power now? Another new regime, a new president.
New administration. I don't like to call him a regime. I like him. Yeah,
so there you go.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. And by the way, it's Grover's Mill, and that was the fictional New Jersey town in
Sesame Street, where Grover lived.
No, it's from Orson Welles' War of the Worlds.
Oh, I thought Grover was named after Grover's Mill.
The 1938 broad. Was it 1938? October 30.
War of the Worlds?
Yeah, October 31st, 1938, right?
I'll look it up.
War of the Worlds, I believe. Yeah.
Date.
Which is a classic. I think it was October 31st, 1938.
Yeah, it was right. It was like right before Halloween.
And when was it?
1938.
Yeah, I know it was 30, but was it the 30th or the 31st? What was the actual broadcast?
I'm
just curious.
I don't know. I gotta look it up. It's a lot.
No, that's the book. You want the radio show. Do the disambiguation.
Radio.
What was it? Oh, October 30th.
It was the day before Halloween, so everybody was already on high alert.
October 30th, 1938. All right, so is that enough? All right, two more on the drone. Alex in Polk County. Alex, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, I was saying just send some rednecks up there and shoot them down like it's clay shooting. That way you can figure out what's really going on.
Well, Alex, I think you ought to head up there from Polk County and do the job.
All right, listen, I've gone clay shooting before. These are like as big as Volkswagens.
Yeah, these are big.
Okay? I mean, these are really big drones.
They look like those drones that we fly over, like Afghanistan or something. All right, last call, James and Brandon. Hi, James.
Hey, so our government knows everything that's happening in our airspace, so they know exactly what this is and where it came from.
Yeah, I think you're right, and they're just not talking about it. Thank you. All right, moving along. Want to talk about tips. Oh, and then also I want to mention a GoFundMe in a few minutes. And at the risk of opening up the floodgates on something, I'm just going to do it. And I'll explain. And, oh, you know what I missed? Hang on. I just saw this. I put it off to the side. I'm sorry.
What happened?
I mentioned this at like 7 o'clock this morning. The toasted skin syndrome. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I put it off to the side. I just uncovered it. Sorry. All right, so I got to mention the GoFundMe in a minute. I want to get into a tipping nightmare situation. And then first, though, toasted skin syndrome. You know what this is? You know what toasted skin syndrome is?
Does it have anything to do with like tanning salons?
No.
Okay.
So I saw a story about, hey, warning, do not end up with toasted skin syndrome. And I'm going to talk to my wife, Michelle, about this. People that have side effects, sometimes permanent, from overdoing heating pads.
Ooh.
Yeah, Michelle, my lovely wife, she doesn't have any chronic pain or issues, but she just likes to kind of sit on the couch and have a heating pad. I don't know why.
Somebody likes a warm ass once in a while, man. It's all right.
Toasty.
Well, helps relax everything back there.
Toasted skin syndrome is what happens, and this is according to a board-certified dermatologist by the name of Dr. Michael Strom. And he's talking about this little-known but a nasty side effect of exposing yourself to heat from heating pads and even hot water bottles. It can be itchy and painful, and sometimes it can be like permanent. And it's called toasted skin syndrome. To not excessively use your heating pad on your stomach at the highest setting. So I guess it's the stomach area that is most susceptible.
A heating pad can burn you if you fall asleep on it.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be aware.
Right.
That's really toasted.
Yeah. Hang on. Michelle's texting me something.
Tell her I said hello.
Oh, no. She says I use a heating pad when she's sore. Okay. I guess when she works out and she's a little sore from working out, that's why she uses the heating pad. I just thought she used the heating pad just for the hell of it.
What, to warm her cheeks up? I mean, what are you talking about over here?
All right. So, Michelle, you're obviously listening. I don't need to call you, but maybe I should. Yeah, I don't want her to get toasted skin syndrome. What was the sub place that used to toast their subs? That was their big deal. Remember? Toasty or something like that. What was that?
Was it like a Jimmy John's
No.
Or
Quiznos.
Yeah, Quiznos had the conveyor belt.
Yeah, whatever happened to Quiznos? Are they still around? It's like Quiznos fell off the face of the earth. Are there still Quiznoses?
Looks like there might be a couple
of them. Quiznos in Bradenton, Quiznos in Lakeland. But like all the, I don't see any like in the immediate Tampa Bay area. That looks like there are like two
or three
Quiznoses. There's some out in Polk County and there's some down in Manatee.
You gotta have your toasted sub, man.
Yeah, toaster. Oh, let me just call Michelle. Hang on a minute.
Was she trying to text you a paragraph?
Yeah, now she is. Hang on. She wants me to disseminate the proper information on why she uses a heating pad.
Well, she doesn't want it to get out.
We're trying to reach voicemail. Please hang up and dial your own number.
I did dial my own number. You. All right, hang on a minute. All right, let me try it one more time. What's that lady yakking about? Toasty.
You really just don't pay attention to what's going on in this house.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
You make
He
it
doesn't
sound
pay
like
attention to anything.
You make it sound like that's something new.
Michelle thinks I'm aloof.
Yes.
You are.
You are the most attentive, aloof person.
Oh, thank you, Fester.
Yeah, I've ever met. It's incredible.
All right, so I'm attentive to certain things, and I drill in like a laser, and then other things I'm like, la, 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 la.
Sometimes
Most things you're like, la, 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 la.
Yeah, Michelle, sometimes it's the exact same thing. He'll know everything about the first part of it, and he's like, ooh, for the second half.
Yes.
All right, so discern your heating pad usage and do not get toasted skin syndrome.
I just started using the heating pad after the hurricanes when I was working so hard in the garage, like cleaning up. And then when we got a new cabinet and I was hunched over it for like 4 hours assembling it. And then we got the wagons for the sandbags and I was hunched over them for like 4 hours. Yes, my hips were killing me. My legs were killing me. I was like squatted down on the floor, screwing stuff and whatever.
Well, Michelle, listen.
Sounds like a fun time.
Listen.
Screwing stuff.
I don't want to hear how bad your hips hurt after you had 4 hours of screwing stuff.
Let's talk about that later tonight.
Whoa. Oh,
all right, whatever.
You do deserve a heating pad after 4 hours, Mitch. Wow.
You know what? I was in the garage. You know where he goes at least in this house? In the garage. So believe me, I was by myself in there.
That makes it even hotter.
Oh, there you have it.
Okay, whatever. You guys are gross.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So beware of toasted skin syndrome by overusing heating pads, and I guess it's particularly nasty in the stomach area. And you don't want to. The condition is called erythema ab igni, known as EAI.
This is a real medical thing, not some made up.
Is that close to DEI?
No, it's nothing like that, actually.
Toasted skin syndrome or fire stains. That's another name. Fire stains. Fire. Causes permanent net-like patterns of brown, purple, or red discoloration. Some of the biggest culprits causing this are heating pads. All right, careful. Just a little warning about this. Hey, did anyone win Mega Millions? Because the jackpot was like over $600 million for the Tuesday night drawing, I believe. And I bought a couple of tickets on Monday, and I hadn't bought. No, there's no winner. Yeah.
The current jackpot is at $670 million.
Yeah, so I think it was like 612 or something. And I was at the supermarket and I saw a story about, hey, Mega Millions, $600 million jackpot. Okay, I'm in. So I plunked down a 20 and I got some tickets. So I guess nobody won. So now it's, what is the next one? Friday night?
Yeah, Friday night at 11 p.m.
The next Mega Millions, $670 million jackpot. Oh, and there's a reason why I wanted to bring up Mega Millions. Also, remember we talked about that weird situation where the person had one winning ticket, but then they also claimed they had a second winning ticket, and that was confirmed? We talked about this early in the week.
Yeah.
It's a weird story. And then I have further delineation on this story. Mega Millions jackpot winner claims that he purchased both of the $394 million prize ticket. So the claim is that there were two tickets sold at the same store with the same winning numbers. So
I mean, how could that happen? Astronomical.
No. Obviously, they weren't randos.
Okay.
It wasn't a random.
Right.
It wasn't a quick pick. They played the numbers, and they got not one but two tickets with the same number. So if you've got two tickets out there, then it's split. And the person is claiming they bought two tickets. And listen, that's highly believable because what are the odds of somebody at the same store picking the same damn numbers?
If you fill out the card.
That's what they did.
And you hand the person the card once and you shuffle it and you hand them the same card, you get two copies of the exact same ticket.
Or you can just tell them run the same numbers twice.
Why would you do that, though?
Well, here's
run the same numbers twice and breaks up your jackpot.
A mega, they would end up with the same amount because you're just splitting the $394 million.
Well, who keeps that kind of accounting?
Listen, this is where the story gets weird, is because the person bought two of the same winning tickets, lost one of them, which I don't know. How the hell do you lose one ticket? And now they're trying to collect, and I guess the lottery in California is saying no.
No, show me the ticket.
And now the person is suing the California. Listen, here's the deal. A Mega Millions player alleges that he's the rightful owner of the two jackpot winning tickets sold at the same California gas station last year, but lost the second ticket as the time to claim the award has expired. Faramars Lahijani publicly stepped forward in June to claim his half of the $394 million prize jackpot that was held last December 8th, 2023. Because remember, we were also mentioned that that part of the jackpot was going unclaimed.
Right.
and it was going to expire. We mentioned that last week.
So La Harmar?
The life-changing tickets were sold at a Chevron gas station on Ventura Boulevard in Encino, California.
Okay.
She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too.
She's a good girl.
Ventura Boulevard. It's a
Crazy about Elvis.
yeah.
Loves horses.
Little Tom Petty. That's free falling.
I know what it is.
Yeah, and there's Ventura Boulevard. So this happened on Ventura Boulevard in Encino, California.
He was probably listening to that song when he bought both tickets.
Each ticket worth $197.5 million each.
Yeah, the one thing you have to have, though, to claim a lottery prize, regardless of if you bought it or not,
is the ticket.
That's the only thing.
The second ticket holder was given a full year from the drawing until December 7th. Last week, Lahijani filed a lawsuit against California Lottery claiming that he had purchased the mysterious missing ticket but had lost it. So he had one, and in a breach of contract suit that he filed in L.A. Superior Court on December 6th, hours before the expiration date, Lahijani argued that he's the rightful owner of the remaining $197.5 million.
And produced a ticket. I lost a ticket. Tough luck.
By virtue of having timely submitted the first matching ticket, plaintiff is entitled to the entirety of the jackpot, according to the lawsuit.
I'm sorry, Mr. Rahanjani.
He alleges that his children picked the winning numbers 21, 26, 53, 66, 70, and the gold mega ball of 13, and he has been using the digits for decades. Listen, it's crystal clear that, yes, he did buy the second ticket.
There's one rule to claiming a prize.
You already said this.
I'm just saying it's slower and louder. Watch this. There's one rule. I mean, listen, what's this guy's issue? I mean, what's going to happen? The court's going to say, yeah, you're right. It's yours. They can't do that.
Lahijani declined to publicly comment when claiming the first ticket prize in June. Lottery officials gave several reasons how the same numbers could have been played at the same store. Also, he could have filled out the numbers, dropped the ticket on the floor. So, I've done that before. I have done that.
You've dropped lottery tickets at the counter?
No. The little card that you fill out to hand to the clerk, where you fill in your own numbers if you're not doing a quick pick.
Right.
I have found like a filled out card on the floor of like a 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
You know what? I'm just going to pick that up and play those numbers.
Let it roll.
I've done that.
Okay.
So, I mean, that could be a way that somebody else could have won, is that he just dropped the ticket in the parking lot and someone found it and said, hey, you know what? This is a sign. This is a sign. I'm going to go inside and play this card of lottery numbers I just found. It's a sign. So that's a possibility. But I think it's most likely that he did buy 2 tickets. So what is the lottery saying? While this is incredibly unusual and interesting, it's not unheard of. There are any number of explanations. Perhaps one person wanted to try their luck on 2 different rows for whatever reason, or maybe a couple of buddies wanted to try their chances with the exact same numbers. We don't know exactly how this happened until the prize is claimed. So it looks like the second half is going to become, it's going to go to court. So he filed a lawsuit. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the lawsuit.
He has plenty of money to hire a lawyer now, right? So.
Oh, Taylor Swift is burnt out.
I bet.
Well, listen, we had the story, I don't know, a week ago that after she wraps up the Eras tour, that she's going to take like a year off and see what happens if she can continue to grow the relationship between herself and Travis Kelce.
Okay.
But then I saw another story yesterday. It was a Page 6 exclusive that Taylor Swift burnt out by grueling Eras tour, and that Travis Kelce encouraging her to take time off and relax. We kind of already heard this, that she was going to take a year off.
Yeah, good for her. She's worked her ass off for essentially the last 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
The thing raked in like $2 billion. Hey, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan.
I didn't hear that before. It's breaking news.
But I remember I gave her accolades.
Yes.
I propped her up nicely on the show earlier in the week. The fact that How much money did she give out? Like $197 million in bonuses?
Almost $200 million to her road cruise.
To all of the folks that worked on the tour, she doled out. What are you laughing at?
Somebody just texted me that they're burnt out too of Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she doled out like $197 million in bonuses to like stagehands and truck drivers driving the stage equipment all over the place and caterers and whoever worked on the tour. I mean, I thought that was very, very nice.
Very nice of her indeed. Yes.
And I give her a lot of credit.
And listen, every town that Taylor Swift went to, she made a donation to like a food bank or something. So she was very philanthropic during this whole tour.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, you think Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, a former cheerleader, is going to re-enroll at UNC now that he's going to be the football coach there? You think she's going to maybe cheerlead again?
You know what?
she's like 24, right?
Bill just turns around on the sidelines.
She can become a grad student at UNC Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
And she can just be a cheerleader again. So Bill's they're both on the sidelines.
Yeah. 24-year-old former cheerleader.
Oh,
wow.
Unbelievable. All right. Listen.
Good for Coach.
I need to mention a GoFundMe, and I don't want people to like flood my email. This is like a one-off, at least for now.
Generally speaking, we have a rule about things like GoFundMe or birthdays or really specific things.
All right, but I got an email. It hit me at the right time, and I'm just going to say right now, this is it for a while. This is it.
Okay.
People have asked in the past, but this is it for right now. I got an email, and let me just read a little bit. My name is Poppy Carlson Sandoval, and my family is in immediate need of help paying our rent this month. My husband of 25 years, Miguel, was being treated for bladder cancer and became septic after his last procedure, was hospitalized, missing 2 weeks of work. And as a paycheck-to-paycheck family, that buried us financially, followed by back-to-back hurricanes, missing work, and no assistance at all from FEMA. Anyway, they're in bad shape. And I don't think they're asking for a lot. They're looking just to cover the rent this month, or the landlord is going to evict them in like days. So all they want to raise is $2,350. I don't think that's obnoxious. So the Sandoval Family Rent Fund is on GoFundMe. And, they sent me an email. I suggested the GoFundMe. They sent me an email saying, hey, listen, anything you can do. Their subject line was, I'm going to shoot my shot and give it a shot by hitting out.
Yeah, reaching out to us.
To me.
Yeah.
So I said, listen, I tell you what, start a GoFundMe and I'll mention it on the show. And
what's it called? Sandoval
it's
what?
The Sandoval Family Rent Fund. Sandoval. Sandoval. The Sandoval Family Rent Fund on GoFundMe. They're just trying to raise $2,350.
Is it Poppy?
Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
So it's the
Sandoval Family Rent Fund.
Okay.
All right.
I typed in Sandoval Family Rent Fund.
Yeah.
And the first thing that popped up was Sandoval Medical Fund. I want to be sure we're talking about the same one.
It looks like the same person.
Hi,
So
my name
it
is
looks
Poppy.
like,
I'm raising funds to help my family struggling desperately with my husband's medical bills.
so it looks like they have another one with, and only $500 was raised there. So, they got a picture of the whole family and the kids and everything. And so listen.
Do you have a link, MJ?
Well, I mean, I have the link. I have the GoFundMe on my phone right now, or you can just search for Sandoval Family Rent Fund. Just type in Sandoval Family Rent Fund.
There's my search terms right there. Sandoval
Family Rent Fund. All right.
Help prevent eviction. I have to leave. That's not it.
No, those are different Sandovals, not the same ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of Sandovals on.
Anyway, it's not coming up in the search?
No.
All right.
No.
Well, I have the link right here. Hang on, let me see if I can read the link. What time is it? 8:54. I got to take a break. I'm running late.
Email me the link and I'll pull it up that way. I'll see if I can't have it on the other side of the break.
Okay. All right. Good enough.
All right.
All right. It is the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM. It is Q105. Remember, listen up for Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. That is the Santa Sleigh List song today. Whenever Ice Ice Baby plays by Vanilla Ice, be the seventh caller and win $1,000 today from the MJ Morning Show and 104.7 FM Q105. If you are making a move, don't miss it. Football stadiums play this as like the hype music in between downs or quarters.
You know what? I'm sure every stadium plays this.
That's one of the biggies. I got a number of the good hype songs for rejoiners. Here's another one. PA system. Yeah.
What is this again?
Yeah. What was that?
What's the name of that song?
Dude, it's Seven Nation Army.
That's it.
Come on.
All right,
All right, we have a lot to do in the final hour. Also, heads up, folks, it's going to happen sometime today. Dum 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 dum. Stop, collaborate, and listen. So, Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. I wonder if that's artificial vanilla flavor or real vanilla beans like I utilize in my ice cream.
Oh, no. He has some real vanilla beans on him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know what's coming to Seminole? Is it Seminole? Hang on a minute.
Seminole Heights? What are you talking about?
No. In Pinellas.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, yeah. You know what? I had this yesterday. I didn't get around to it. You know that website, I Love the Berg?
Yes.
Ululani's Hawaiian Shave Ice from Lahaina, from Maui, is coming to St. Petersburg. I'm like, what the? I'm like, what's going on here?
Ooh.
Ulu, and this is a place, whenever I'm on Maui, I would go to the Lahaina location, and unfortunately, the location that I went to all the time, it burned to the ground. The original one in Lahaina, like the downtown one, remember they had the huge fire in Maui and Lahaina?
Yeah.
I mean, it killed people. It just decimated just acres and just, it's horrific.
So
and
I'm looking at their location. Is this the right website?
Yeah, it's exactly. Ululani's Hawaiian Shave Ice.
There's locations all over Hawaii, a couple in California. And
so
now
I've been to several. So I've been to the Lahaina location, and then closer to like McKenna Beach on Maui, there's I think it's Kihei location, if I'm not mistaken, Kihea. So I've been to that one. I've been to numerous locations, but I guess they're franchising.
There's a couple of restaurants in California. Here's one in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's not a restaurant. It's a shave ice stand.
Stores. Fine.
Store. So they have one in Hollywood, California. They have one in Texas. And unbelievably, we are getting an Ululani very well-known, famous shave ice place on Maui. We're getting one in St. Pete, 8400 Seminole Boulevard.
That's amazing.
It's going to open in January 11th. I mean, I just wish it was closer to my house in South Tampa. It's a little bit of a haul for me.
It's 30 minutes. Big deal.
I mean, I'll absolutely go.
It's closer than Hawaii.
Right. So, Ululani Shave Ice Machine. Hang on. I want to talk about my machine. So, Ululani Shave Ice, which is a Maui original, it's going to open in Seminole here in the Tampa Bay area in Pinellas County.
Dude, this is 20 minutes from your house. It's not that far. It's just over.
right.
It's just over the lake, and it's just north of Park Boulevard.
All right. Anyway, well, you know that speaking of shave ice machines, I mean, I do have. I mean, I love shave ice so much. I have my own shave ice machine. I have a real deal Fuji Marca 709 E or SE version 2. So I've got my own real deal Hawaiian shave ice machine, and I get my syrups from Honolulu, and I make my own ice molds and everything. And my shave ice is it's like you're in Hawaii. I've mastered making my own shave ice, so I do make my own, but I still will absolutely get to Ululani, and they poke holes in theirs. They'll poke holes with like chopsticks in their shave ice to get the syrup to go down even further. But listen, the deal with shave ice, folks, is that it's not like a snow cone with like crunchy pieces of ice. Shave ice is shaved finely from the block.
Yes.
And it's like snow. It's like fluffy snow that melts in your mouth, and then the syrups, the flavoring absorb into the shave ice even better than like a snow cone, because it doesn't really absorb in a snow cone. And a real Hawaiian shave ice kicks butt. And I got to believe they're going to have the real machines. I think they use Swan machines. I have a Fuji Marca, which there's an NSF situation on the Fuji Marca versus the Swans and everything.
Oh, yeah. It's
so
really big. It's rocking the whole shave ice industry. Yeah, us guys in the shave ice know we're really up in arms over it.
But Ululani is top-notch. It's solid. I think they lost a couple of locations in the Maui Lahaina fire. But now, apparently, somebody's purchased a franchise, and they're going to open. Why would they pick, just out of curiosity? I mean, Pinellas County probably a little better than I do. 8400 Seminole Boulevard. What do you think?
I mean, Seminole's a nice area.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly, revitalized. They redid that whole Seminole Mall area.
Is that a good spot for them?
I think it is. It's a lot of people. It's all population around it. Granted, one side's a whole lake.
It's exciting, though. And, folks, if you've never had a real Hawaiian shave ice, you're going to want to try Ululani Shave Ice when it opens up right here in Pinellas County, January 11th.
I mean, this is also a destination location. I mean, like, I live in Tampa. I'm not going to go to Seminole for run-of-the-mill ice cream.
I wonder who the hell is opening up the franchise. I'd like to meet him, because I'm a shave ice aficionado. I mean, I make my own syrups. I have a real deal machine. I've done my own for over 10 years. Yeah, they're probably using the Swan, probably the SI 100E.
You think?
What I'm guessing. Yeah, that's probably the machine they're going to use.
The SI 100D, last year's model, isn't available anymore?
Because it is NSF certified.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, so I'm excited about this. I wish them the best, and I certainly will stop by. All right. The latest on the United Healthcare CEO. Look at the pile today. It's 9:09 at the MJ Morning Show. Again, heads up for Ice Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice. Speaking of shave ice.
Yes, perfect.
Shave Ice Baby. Dun, 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 dun. Shave Ice Baby. And you don't say shaved ice. It's shave ice. The latest on the United Healthcare. Oh, and as I was saying, listen up for Ice Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice. It'll play sometime today. And when you hear it, be the seventh caller, 800-990-1047, and win $1,000 if you're caller 7 here on 104.7 FM Q105. Well, it was confirmed yesterday that the ghost gun, and you know what it looks like? It looks like he 3D printed the lower, and it looks like the upper, the slide, it looks like it's an actual Glock slide. A metal slide with a printed lower. That's what it looks like to me as I saw some of the pictures. But apparently they've matched the bullets. So the shell casings that were found at the scene on the sidewalk outside of the Hilton in New York at like 54th and 6th, they've matched it. So the ballistics said, yep, those shell casings absolutely came from the gun that they found in the backpack while he was eating a hash brown at McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So that's a match. We have Luigi Mangione's former teacher in disbelief. Luigi Mangione's middle school teacher says that she can't believe that her former student went on to allegedly commit the heinous on-the-street execution of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson.
Oh, come on. Your middle school teacher? The teacher you had when you were 12 can't believe you were a killer at 26?
A lot of things can change since then. I mean, I think it would carry more weight if it was like a teacher they had in like senior year of high school.
Or a college professor.
Before they graduated as valedictorian. Or, yeah, I mean, he went to University of Pennsylvania.
Wait, let's talk to his kindergarten teacher next and see how he stacked blocks as a kid. It's so stupid.
It doesn't make any sense, said teacher Liz Sessler. Oh, by the way, this was also the Gilman School because he went to that private boarding school. He went to that school from an early age through graduation where he was valedictorian.
Yeah, they all knew him there very well. The families, everybody in the family went to that school.
Tell you what, the family of Brian Thompson, they are calling him a valedictorian.
Yes, they are.
All right, so what else in the pile here?
Wasn't ghost guns in the news like 2 years ago? Like President Biden was saying how they had to outlaw them or something?
Oh, listen, ghost guns have been coming up all the time.
All right.
You know, buying pieces and putting guns together or 3D printing, no serial numbers, not traceable. You know, ghost gun. Luigi Mangione also was considering using a bomb. A report came out yesterday that he was considering using a bomb instead of the gun to assassinate the United Healthcare CEO, but he said, no, that might cause a large explosion and could kill innocents. So they found this like notebook, a spiral notebook with all kinds of notes in it. And, you know, some crazy stuff. There was, what else was there? There was some other, and I probably have it here. I think I printed it out, but I 3D printed it out. No, there were some other interesting things that have popped up in the notebook. Andrew, do me a favor. I might not find it in my pile. Can you find some of there was like a paragraph that all the media was quoting yesterday afternoon about something found in the notebook of Luigi. Just let me know when you have that. And let's see. Amazon has yanked all of the Luigi Mangione merchandise off of Amazon.com.
Oh, come on. Why?
So free Luigi merchandise and other merch has been taken off of Amazon. Oh, and guess what?
What?
It is now official. Luigi Mangione is not related to Chuck Mangione. Yeah, I know Andrew. Andrew did tell us that yesterday, but I read a story that it is official. This is like the equivalent of like Maury Povich saying, "You are not the father." So, Chuck Mangione, you are not related to the United Healthcare executioner.
What, did poor Chuck have to come out 80-something years old? I'm not related to that killer. Okay, but the big question is Luigi related to a Mario Mangione?
Stop.
How crazy would that be if his dad's name was Mario?
Mario.
Or his
Hey, listen,
brother?
Italian family,
Right?
not too out of whack. I'm sure there's like 37 grandchildren in that family. There's got to be a Mario in there somewhere.
You would think.
Absolutely. And then we have the jacket. And we've talked about the jacket. You brought up the jacket. Remember, originally there were reports it might be a Hilfiger jacket, but then it turned out that it was a Levi's jacket.
Yeah, somebody sent me the link to the Levi's jacket off of Macy's.com, and the comments were awful. And by awful, I mean hysterical.
Well, turns out this is just bad timing. There's a sale at Macy's, apparently, and they're promoting the jacket.
Yeah, you get like 30% off if you type in the word friends or something. I was on their website yesterday looking at it.
There's a promo code, but the story is just unfortunate timing. Macy's had set into motion the friends and family deal, which is on their website and ends today, by the way. So Macy's has a friends and family deal, And included on the Friends and Family deal is the jacket that Luigi Mangione, the United Healthcare shooter, that he was wearing. And everyone's going crazy trying to buy this jacket. It's like flying off the shelves. And it turns out it's on sale at Macy's.
All right, this is the jacket right here.
It's the Levi's men's Sherpa line 2-pocket hooded trucker jacket. And it's $80.49 when you use the promo code FRIEND. It's normally a $225 jacket.
Okay, aside from the killer using this jacket, it's a good-looking jacket.
Yeah, there's all kinds of colors available. There's like a dark gray. There's like a slate blue. There's a couple of camouflage versions. I think he was wearing the original green?
I think so.
Is that the one he was wearing? The olive.
The olive one.
Yeah.
The olive is a sharp-looking jacket. The black, I'm not crazy about these patterns, but man, these are some good-looking jackets. Just a casual, warm coat.
And it's on sale at Macy's when you use the promo code FRIEND.
I mean, it's better than the promo code being like healthcare executive.
Or BANG.
Yeah, BANG.
Yeah. It's much better than that.
Shotgun. Or ghost gun.
The jacket, apparently worn by Luigi, is on sale through tonight at Macy's.com.
All right, where's the rating? Do you see the rating on here?
It's the
4.5.
It's made by Levi's. It's a Levi's Sherpa men's trucker jacket.
Did they take down all of the...
Yeah, I'm sure they took down any comments or ratings from people that are like, "Hey, man, it's a great jacket to, shoot somebody in." I'm sure those were up there, and I'm sure they took them down. But, hey, and there's a discount code. But the point is that Macy's put this into motion months ago. So this was planned already well before he wore this jacket while he was assassinating the United Healthcare CEO.
So is this the best or worst thing to happen to Levi's?
Levi's seemingly is kind of, there's so many. Remember when Levi's was it?
The jean company.
It was Levi's and Lee. And, we have, there are thousands of jeans brands available when I grew up, there was...
2 or 3.
It was like tough skins from Sears. And then Levi's and Lee. Those were the jeans.
The hillbilly kids wore Wranglers.
Yeah. So we talked about his health struggles on Reddit. I saw that there's a legal defense fund that's been started.
Okay.
Yeah, you got fans of him have flooded a Give, Send, Go page helping Mangione. And listen, we heard that whoever this attorney that's been hired to defend him or at least make statements to the press, we've heard that law office is being inundated with people wanting to pay for his legal bills. Listen, this really struck a chord. Obviously all the people that have had trouble with health care and health insurance and denials and, have had their lives made miserable. And I get it, but you don't execute somebody symbolically because you're pissed off at medicine or the medical industry or the health care or the health insurance industry. You just don't do it. And then we have a potential complication with the reward money. You see this?
Who gets it?
Well, and I don't understand. The person and I brought this up earlier in the week. The person at the McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, that saw him eating the hash brown with the face mask down in the Mickey D's at 9 a.m., why did that person call the police? Why did that person have to go to the counter and tell a female McDonald's worker?
I have to go to the McDonald's authorities.
But I spotted it. The shooter right there in the dining room. I spotted it.
I'm surprised he wasn't eating the McRib. It's only back for a limited time.
Why the hell? I don't think they serve it at 9 a.m.
Too bad.
Yeah. But why the hell didn't the person that saw him call?
It would have been their money. Yeah. They didn't even know there was a reward.
Anyway, but there's a complication. The NYPD offered $10,000 reward. The FBI offered rather a $50,000 reward. So a total of $60,000. And, is there a complication that the person did not call the official tip line or the New York Police Department Crime Stoppers line? So some are suggesting that it wasn't proper protocol. Listen, you hand out the money, and the money, it probably should be split between the customer at McDonald's and the McDonald's worker. Probably split the reward money.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
But you got to pay it out because that could be a deterrent to anyone else wanting to call in a tip on any other case in any other fashion later on. You pay out the money. If that's what led to the arrest and the capture of this guy, you pay out the freaking money and you split it between the person in the McDonald's dining room who wanted to remain anonymous and then the McDonald's worker. You split the money. But if the person in the dining room would have called the police themselves, which, hello, why did you just take your cell phone and call? Why do you have to tell the McDonald's person that's taking Egg McMuffin orders? Oh, I think that's the guy. Just call the police yourself if you spot the guy. Crying out loud.
If Crime Stoppers does not pay the money, I will vow now never to turn in a killer that I see on the loose.
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, as I sit at McDonald's across this entire area.
Yeah, there is a report that he was turned away from an Altoona, Pennsylvania hotel the same morning that he was captured. And listen to this. Hotel clerk John Kuklis said the alleged assassin was acting somewhat circumspect when he entered the Horseshoe Curve Lodge early Monday morning looking for a room. He basically walked in kind of cagey, just looking around, making sure he wasn't being watched. Asked if he can get a room here. With no clean rooms available, Kuklis told the accused gunman to leave and come back in the afternoon. Wow.
All right, so he wasn't turned away, like, get the hell out. He's like, he can't help you now.
Now come back later. But then he went to McDonald's and then ate a hash brown, then got busted.
And the
if he would have gone into the hotel, it could have been a whole different story if they had a room available.
The clerk at the hotel's like, hey, I got this guy that's supposed to be coming back.
If the stained sheets were changed, he might have had a nice clean room. And they wouldn't have found them at McDonald's.
Did they find all kinds of money on him? Did he have money or passports? Or he had fake IDs?
I think he had a passport. I think he had a bunch of fake IDs. Yeah.
Did I hear he had like $8,000 on him or something?
I'm sure he had some kind of money. Then they found a bag of bullets in Central Park, but then it turns out they ruled out those bullets as being his, but they did find the backpack, last weekend, I think it was.
Just a random bag of bullets hanging out in the park.
A random bag of bullets in Central Park. There you go.
Oh, nothing to worry about. Just your everyday run-of-the-mill bag of bullets.
I was in Central Park every day. And I'm walking or biking, and I never saw a bag of bullets. I think that's about it. But, the Mangione family, they're being questioned. Did you recognize your kid or your relative, and why the hell didn't you call the police? Come on, you got to believe that once those photos were circulating that someone or many in the family like, oh, my God, that's Luigi. Holy crap.
Mamma mia, Luigi.
Yeah. All right. Hey, did you find the quote I was looking for out of the notebook? Where I don't see. Where did you give it to me?
He stapled something and put it down over there.
All right, second page. Yeah, one of the quotes. Yeah. All right, here it is. Yeah, so this was out of apparently his loose leaf for his spiral notebook. And he wrote, this is the shooter. He wrote, what do? You whack the CEO at the annual parasitic bean counter convention. It's targeted, precise, and doesn't risk innocence. So he wrote that in his notebook.
All right. I'd like to rest my case now, Your Honor.
Listen, if I'm going to plan an execution or an assassination, I'm not going to have this paper trail. I'm going to keep stuff in my head,
Yeah.
All right, 9:24 at the MJ Morning Show.
This is like tips for future shooters, what not to do.
Final, that's not my intention.
In some ways, this was so well thought out, MJ, and then in other ways, he made such bonehead errors.
All right, final segment, MJ Morning Show next. Remember, if you'd like to win $1,000, sometime today, Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby will play. When you hear it, be the seventh caller and win $1,000. Seventh caller, 800-990-1047, wins $1,000 sometime today when Ice Ice Baby runs here on 104.7 FM, Q105. 105 at 104.7 FM. Line 5. May I ask, who is phoning?
This is Lisa.
Lisa, from where are you phoning?
I am phoning from Lakeland.
Lisa in Lakeland.
Yes.
Lisa, you are caller 7.
You are kidding me. I have been calling on contests for years and never even got through.
$1,000 is yours. You win.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. And Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas
I love
to you.
Guys.
Love you too, Lisa. So how many years have you been trying to win a contest?
Oh, my God. I don't even know.
I mean, you never got through
a lot of
before?
years.
Wow, look at this. So you like
I
you on
listen every single day.
you like you on a 5. You like the MJ Morning
I
Show.
listen every day.
Yeah, well, Lisa, it's fantastic. And Lisa, it is phenomenal to give a longtime fan such as yourself $1,000, all yours.
Woo! Yes, thank you.
All right, thank
I'm
you.
so excited.
Thank you for playing the Santa Sleigh List game here on Q105. All right, Lisa from Lakeland, hold on. Andrew's going to pick up the phone and get all your information, and $1,000 is yours.
Woo, thank you so much.
Lisa,
I needed it.
Listen, a lot of people could really use this money this time of year.
I know.
Thank you, Lisa. Hold on a sec, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
$1,000 to get you out of a couple of jams.
Yeah, a couple of jams. Yeah. MJ Morning Show. Good morning. Who's this? Hello?
Oh, they hung up.
Well, that was caller 8.
Are they on to you now? They know you pick up the next couple of losers?
I think they're on to me. Hey,
all right.
They're dropping off now. I don't get to play the mean number 8 game.
Congratulations, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa and Lakeland, congratulations. Hey, I meant to mention this, I should say, earlier in the week, because I saw this. I want to say I saw this like last weekend, or maybe it was first part of the week. Do you remember, and I'm sorry to go from such an upper to kind of a downer, you remember the teenager from Missouri that met his demise on that Orlando amusement park ride? You know, that like the tower that falls down?
Yeah, that really big kid. What was his name?
Yeah, Tyree Sampson.
Yeah.
And I just wonder how they're going to recover. Anyway, the family of that Missouri teen, Tyree Sampson, who fell from that Orlando amusement park ride, this is back in 2022, the family was awarded $310 million.
So on the surface, that sounds like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah,
good for the family.
How are they going to collect that? It's apparently an Austrian-based amusement ride manufacturer called Funtime Handles ordered to pay for the wrongful death. Family celebrated the verdict, marked the end of a 3-year court battle. I mean, terrible freak accident. But, Ben Crump, he's everywhere. Ben Crump he's representing everyone. Surprised he doesn't have all the cases for the whole P. Diddy deal. Had that Busby guy in Texas get his handle on that.
I have a theory, but...
Yeah, today we got our day in court. This $310 million verdict sends a message, a great message for accountability, said family attorney Ben Crump. Told that to Fox 35 over in Orlando.
Is the family going to see any money from an Austrian company?
I can't imagine. Funtime was ordered to pay 2 separate $155 million totals to Sampson's mother and father. 14-year-old. So did they get a settlement from the amusement park itself? Yeah, so they got, what's the name of that amusement park?
Icon Park?
It's off-brand. It's not like,
no.
It's not Disney. It's not Universal.
So they have the big Orlando Eye.
It's like the iDrive little kind of janky amusement park, right?
Still, they have the big Ferris wheel there.
Is janky unfair then? I mean, maybe I shouldn't say. It's
I question all their safety now, but it's an attraction in Orlando. I've never been, but they have the big Ferris wheel there. They have like the twirl around.
It's the Orlando Eye. Yeah, Andrew just confirmed what you said.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that the insurance carrier for the Orlando Eye amusement park, they settled with the family. So I'm sure that was big bucks. But I don't know how they're going to collect $310 million from an Austrian amusement ride manufacturer. I don't know. Hey, I'm an Elvis fan.
Yeah.
I think lots of people, like Elvis of all ages.
Elvis has been around lately. I saw the new Netflix special about Elvis. It was really interesting.
Yeah, you had the Elvis movie that was out
a couple years back.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And some new... This might have been breaking news in 1976 or something, but I still find it interesting. But no, this just came out that there was a reason why Elvis did not want to be touched in his later years.
Oh.
Elvis's bodyguard said that he did not want to be... And of course, anyway, all right. So Elvis, a sweaty, slimy mess, apparently in the later years.
I'm looking at a picture of the band UB40.
Yeah.
There's like 40 guys in that band. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is there 10 guys?
That's why they have such a good horn section. Da 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 da.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. That's like 10 guys in that group. Yeah. So Colonel Tom Parker really screwed Elvis over, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a bastard.
Yeah, he really was.
He was a rip-off son of a bitch.
He's the antagonist in this story, man. That's awful.
Yep. Before we get out of here, did you see the story of the real estate brothers down in Miami?
Yeah, 3 of them, right?
Oh, my God. What a story. Tal and Orrin Alexander. Tell you what, Douglas Elliman, which, they got their startup in New York, big real estate company, Douglas Elliman. Man, they can't be happy having their name dragged through. So I guess they got started with them. And, wow, Tal and Orrin Alexander, young, wealthy real estate agents with billionaire clients. Prosecutors say the brothers were also working together to run a sex trafficking scheme to drug, violently assault, and rape dozens of women. What the?
Oh, no.
The 2 men, along with a third brother, Alon, used the lure of luxury hotels and trips to vacation properties to entice young women to isolated locations where they were, I can't even say this. It's like, oh, my God.
So these guys are captured. They're in custody now.
Oh, yeah. These guys are screwed.
Good.
Yeah, these guys are in trouble. They were arrested on Wednesday in Florida, expected to be extradited to New York to face sex trafficking charges. Tal walked into a federal... These are like celebrity real estate guys.
Do these guys have like a show or something on like, TLC or something?
I don't know if they ever had a show, but these were, big ticket. Big clients, massive prices, massive commissions. Holy jamoli. And these guys, by all accounts, are going down. Yeah, FBI investigation. Tal and Orrin were star brokers at Douglas Elliman before starting their own company 2 years ago in 2022. That's unbelievable. What a mess. How dare they do that and treat women that way? All right, 9:47 at the MJ Morning Show. We'll see you back here tomorrow, folks. If you need to get a hold of me, my private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio, and if you want to check out my Instagram, give me a follow. In fact, I need 27 new followers right now. So if you're on Instagram and you don't follow me, give me a follow. If you don't like my crap, then you can unfollow me. All right, and I'll send you a cheese doodle.
Does your Instagram still have the money back guarantee?
Money back guarantee on my Instagram. Certified MJ Radio, and of course my DMs are always open. Certified MJ Radio. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM, and let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app is your connection to all the big contests.